Hello, my fiery friends. Welcome to another awesome and fiery fun stream. I'm your host, the Infernoman here, and hopefully you're having a wonderful day wherever you are at. Alright, so the weekend is upon us, everyone, but I can tell you right now, it is still not letting up where I'm at. In other words, it is blazing hot outside. So I decided, you know what, we need to cool off today with something that's actually really cool for us, but maybe might be very nasty for our opponents. But what exactly are we going to be talking about today? Well, I'm glad you asked. So without further ado, let's just jump into right now and show you exactly what we're going to be playing with today. All right, so without further ado, join me today in the Brawl format as we put together yet another one that's going to be fun for us and miserable for our opponents. This is Namor the Submariner from the Marvel set in a deck that I'm simply calling Atlantis Attacks. So that's the name of the game for today, everyone. Oh, let's see. Oh, okay, I see. Hi there. Okay. Trinhin, hi. Hello, my fire friend. Good afternoon. How you doing today? Hope you're having a wonderful day wherever you're at. Thanks again for joining us. Okay, so as you guys are all coming in right now, just again as a friendly reminder right now, here's basically how it's going to work. We'll again go over the stats of the deck very briefly. We'll cover every single card in the main set itself. And of course, we'll then play this deck as much as we can in the budget non-ranked form for at least half of the stream. And then when we get to the other half of the stream, we'll then take this deck to the next level and upgrade it and then take it into competitive Brawl to show you how really far you could push this deck. So first off, let's go over the stats of the deck real briefly. Long-time viewers of the channel know how we do it. We have to talk about the stats of the deck before we dive right in. So Atlantis Attacks today is going to be a mono blue deck with an average mana curve about 2.7. In total, we have 25 creatures in the deck. We have 21 instants, 6 sorceries, 6 artifacts, 6 enchantments, 1 planeswalker, and 36 lands. So this card actually caught my eye a little bit earlier in the week, and I thought, wow, this card is actually really, really nasty, so we're going to be doing it today. Morbid Nymph 59, hello, my fire friend. Good afternoon. How you doing today? Hope you're having a wonderful day wherever you're at, and thanks again for joining us. Yes, mono blue today. Normally the bane of everyone's existence, but for today, we're splashing in with a really, really nasty little deck here, and it's going to go crazy once we can get it to go off. But we'll explain how that works right now. Namor the Submariner is leading this Mono Blue Merfolk deck. I don't think we've actually done a Merfolk Mono Blue deck in actually quite a while, and I think this is our first one we've ever done for Brawl, so this will actually be a fun one for today. But in any case, Namor the Submariner, 3 mana, asterisk and 4, legendary creature, mutant, merfolk, villain. Actually, I don't know much of Namor, so if anybody in the Marvel comics can kind of enlighten me on the character, the only thing I know is, sometimes he is a villain, and sometimes he's actually a hero. I don't know. I think he just mostly cares about just keeping Atlantis, like, safe from everyone else in the world, including humans out there. At least that's all I know of him. So if anybody else can add any more lore to him, let me know in the comments, everyone. But in any case, he has flying, and it says Namor's power is equal to the number of merfolk you control. So he will get stronger and stronger the more merfolk we can keep on the field. And it says whenever you cast a non-creature spell with 1 or more blue mana symbols in its mana cost, create that many blue merfolk creature tokens. So he actually can pump himself up if you could just keep spell slinging with him. So there's a couple ways you can actually build with him, which is actually kind of cool. But we decided we're going to go with, for the budget deck, a hybrid form. In other words, we're going to focus again on getting out actual merfolk that help us with our game plan, but also we want to make sure we can cast some spells that can counter our opponent, bounce things away, and just kind of keep throwing off their game plan, as that helps us again just make a bigger and bigger army of merfolk tokens, which should hopefully be able to overrun our opponent and score our victory. So that is the name of the game. So in order to do that, however, let's go over the rest of the deck. So starting in the 1-drop slot, we of course want to make sure we have a lot of blue pips with what we can. However, keep in mind this is a budget deck still, so we're going to try to keep this as fair as we can with keeping it to that. So I think we have like, I forgot how many rares we have in this deck, but I think it's like anywhere between, 10 to 13, and the deck actually in paper, if you actually want to put this together, is going to cost you maybe about 59 bucks, so a little bit higher than what I would like to do, but again, for a mono blue deck that can do what it's going to do right now, this should be fine. But in any case, going over the stats, and going over the cards now, so we are going to use definitely a lot of counter spells. So we have stuff like Annul here, countering artifacts or enchantments. We have Dispel here, countering instants. We have Harmonized Trio, a Merfolk Bard Wizard, and this has also Prepared on it. So you can tap 2 untapped creatures to make this prepared, and then you can use its Brainstorm aside to draw 3 cards, fix the other 2 cards. This helps us can then recur our deck to help just dig through our deck to get the pieces we need. But again, with the Brainstorm side here, and Dispel and Annul here, these will make tokens for us very quickly with Namor out. We have another try. Hello, my fire friend. Good afternoon. How you doing today? Hopefully having a wonderful day wherever you're at. And thanks again for joining us. The innocent lemon here joining us as well. Appreciate that, by the way. Okay, continuing on here, we have some tempo here with cards like Into the Flood Maw, bouncing back creatures. If we gift the fish to them, we can then bounce back a non-land permanent. Mistcloak Heraldal is actually one of our hard-casted merfolk here, but actually this one cannot be blocked, so we definitely want this to get some easy early game damage in. Spell Snare, another one of our counter spells here, which is going to counter a mana value of 2. Triton Wavebreaker here is a merfolk wizard, but it has Bestow, so you can put this onto a creature to give it prowess. If nothing else, it also has prowess. Dawn Blessed Pennant here. So from the Lorwyn Eclipse set, this is actually a sweet card for us. This one will give us life for every time a permanent of the chosen type enters. So this does count the tokens, which is sweet. So every time we get tokens out, we can start gaining life. Once we no longer need it, sacrifice it and bounce back a card of the chosen type from our graveyard back to our hand. So this can be a great way to kind of get back our merfolk that we need, but also helps us stabilize at any point in the game. Good luck. Well, thanks again for that luck. Appreciate that. Hopefully this actually will turn out really fun today. Okay, and then continuing on to the very long list of 2-drops here, we have Brineborn Cutthroat here. He has Flash. Anytime we cast a spell during our opponent's turn, he starts getting bigger and bigger. So this will actually be another great way to smash through our opponent with Namor out. Daughter of the Deep, Merfolk Noble here. It says this is, again, I don't know the Marvels, so again, enlighten me on who these characters are. Anybody that does know, I'm just going based upon what I think works well for the deck. But in any case, it says right here, so Daughter of the Deep, whenever you draw a second card each turn, create a 1/1 blue Merfolk creature token. So target Merfolk also cannot be blocked with their secondary ability, so she actually is pretty sweet on her own. If you actually want to go super duper, like super tight budget with her, you actually could use Daughter of the Deep a little bit more than like a 60 card, because I realize she's not a legendary, so that's actually kind of nice. Originally, I wanted to build this deck in 60 card, but unfortunately, I ran out of mythic wild cards. I did get a couple now, but also, I probably should save those for future decks. Otherwise, I'm going to have to start spending like $20 per 4-pack of mythic wild cards, and I really don't want to do that again. I say again, so don't quote, yeah, don't judge me on that. I've done it before. Any case, moving on, we'll continue with, also we have Deep Root Pilgrimage here. Whenever one or more non-token merfolk you control becomes tapped, create another merfolk creature token with hexproof. So these ones also, as we keep attacking, we'll start creating even more tokens with this out. That's pretty sweet. Disdainful Stroke, another one of our counter spells here that's non-creature spells, so it will create for us merfolk token, but we can counter spell with mana value 4 or greater. Morbid Nymph, do you have a favorite or at least favorite creature type? Good question on that one. If I had to pick, definitely goblins. Goblins are my all-time favorite creature type. Every so often, like throughout the year, I definitely try to build together brand new goblin decks across various formats. We've done ultra budget ones. Actually, we did one last year for beginners out there, so it's a mono red deck that has no rares or mythics, so definitely a sweet one for us. I think earlier this year we actually did do another one that actually does go super wide with a bunch of goblin tokens, and we actually made one for standard when Lorwyn came out. So we have a blight version of goblins that's made for standard, so pretty sweet. I do love them all over the place. My least favorite though, I'm not sure. I don't know if I actually have a least favorite. I guess you could say, I don't know. It's kind of a tricky one because I never really think of any one creature type that I go, oh, I hate that. I think if I had to really pick, and this is not really because I don't like the creature type per se, it's more like the play pattern that kind of makes me feel a little like, ugh, again. It's honestly Angels. Don't get me wrong, I do play Angels. Angels can be fun when we get a lot of life gain, but because tend to be a much more aggro player and a burn player, I tend to loathe Angels because the life gain shenanigans they usually come with means that I can never really win against Angels if I'm playing Goblins. At least that's just from a gameplay perspective. In terms of a lore perspective, I mean, I really honestly don't hate any of the creatures. There's actually a lot of cool creature types out there. I just wish actually we had more support for other creatures that they've been introducing into the game, because they have like so many now. In fact, the Marvel set and the Spider-Man set introduced heroes, which honestly, and this is again my hot take, the hero creature type that we just got from Marvel and from Final Fantasy and also Spider-Man, honestly, that should have been introduced in Thunder Junction. That's my hot take. If that set was actually fleshed out for a two-set block, the first set should have been Outlaws, as in that would have introduced villains, and maybe you could have had Heroes of Thunder Junction, and that actually would have introduced the hero creature type to add that in. And the only reason, in my opinion, that makes better sense overall is if you think about like a Western, Westerns usually have infamous villains and vigilante heroes in their storytelling with spaghetti Westerns. So I think that actually would have been the perfect set to introduce heroes and villains. So that's a kind of like, I know that's a little bit of a tangent, but That's, in my opinion, what they probably should have done. Also, random tangent before I continue on, because I really got to get through this deck tech. Detectives should have been introduced in Streets of New Capenna. Again, hot take on that one. If we had another set to make that a full block for Capenna, that should have had detectives as their introductionary set to that, in my opinion. But if anybody disagrees with that, let me know in the comments below again what you think. All right, where was I at? Okay, that's all. Sorry. Got to continue this on, guys, because I do want to get through the games today. Okay, we also have Dramatic Reversal, so another great tempo card for us. Untap all non-land permanency control, so this can make every one of our tokens then flip back to a defensive position. So this is great for us. Flood Pit Strouder, another one of our tempo playing Merfolk here. Flash and Vigilance. I'm surprised for what this looks like. This is actually kind of creepy. Why isn't this actually a horror Merfolk? In my opinion, this should have been a horror or nightmare Merfolk. My opinion, sorry. But otherwise, when this enters, tap something down, put a stun counter on it. If you want to, use its ability, usually at the beginning of your end step, to then shuffle that card back into an opponent's library. So this can be great for us to just get something out of the way we don't want to deal with early on. Hydro Channeler here. So you'll notice that we actually are going to use some Merfolk here that can allow us to ramp. If you haven't already known, for players that have played as long as I have, blue is probably the worst color for ramping because they don't really get too many good options. But thankfully, our deck today, since we want to do a lot of non-creature spell slinging, we're going to use cards like Hydro Channeler here. We have a couple others that are like this too. And I'll point them out so you can see all that. Voldarian Arcanist here. So again, they can do some ramping, but they can only use it for instant or sorcery spells. But that's actually perfect for our deck today because we want to use some tempo plays to then hopefully do some more shenanigans. So that'll help us out a little bit there. So just I wanted to point that out for you guys. For this also, we have Landscape Painter here. 2 mana, it enters prepared. Just use it to draw some more cards. Make Disappear, another one of our counter spells. And we have Casualty, so we can sacrifice maybe one of our extra tokens that Namor can make here. And then you can use that to then make this Casualty trigger off even better. Mana Leak, of course, another one of our counter spells, unless our opponent plays 3. We have Negate here, countering non-creature spells. River Sneak, another one of our cards, just like Mystical Herald here, cannot be blocked. So that means as this can get through some early damage. Every time we get more Merfolk to enter, this card will get pumped up and pumped up. So this, if we can chain off maybe like a bunch of tokens to go super wide, River Sneak can get really big, and usually sometimes it can sneak out a win just on its own. I love this card and what it can do. Silvergill Adept here, just reveal any one of our Merfolk to simply enter and draw a card. I mentioned earlier Voldarian Arcanist. This is used here for ramping for artifacts. I'm sorry, not artifacts. Instants and sorceries. That's what I want to say. Kind of spicy, not gonna lie. Okay, yeah, but trust me, like I do have a lot of hot takes. But if I had only a little bit more time, I would love to actually put out there more of my hot takes and actually like future videos. But I'll try to remember some of this stuff that I can just ramble about maybe in the future. But yeah, you just farted. Wait, you just farted? You just went just like that? Well, I mean, if you got gas, you got gas. Trust me, like as a fireball, sometimes I have my moments here, but I try to minimize not having that catch on to the mic itself. Okay, maybe a little TMI there, everybody, but yeah, just throwing that out there. Any case, moving on. Voldarian Hexcatcher here, another of our great Merfolk here with Flash. Other Merfolk you control get +1/+1, so this will help us pump up our team. You could sacrifice any Merfolk, so it can either be a token one or a non-token one, to counter a non-creature spell unless its controller pays 1. So say if you have a giant board out and your opponent's going to try to start chaining off their spells, use this if you need to in a pinch to start sacrificing your Merfolk just to make sure you can slow them down. So again, tempo is the name of the game for today's game plan. Volsh Tide Turner here, another one of our Merfolk that ramps for our instant sorceries. We have Waterbending Scroll here. Oh, and Morbid Nymph just follow. Thanks again for that follow. Appreciate that, my fire friend. Love to have you here, by the way. The professor would love this. I'm sure he would. I actually should pitch this to him. I'm sure he'll never probably see my live stream, but that's okay. Maybe I'll actually just throw this out there to him randomly. Like, hey, this random VTubing fireball here has a really cool idea for a Brawl deck that you could put together for a fairly cheap cost. I don't know if he actually would hear me out, but if you see this, again, Professor from Tellurian Community College, this is definitely a deck you probably will enjoy. And then again, we have a budget version, and again, we'll have a non-budget one that we'll talk about a little bit later on. Any case, moving on, we have Waterbending Scroll here, so draw a card for 6 mana, which sounds very expensive. However, this ability gets 1 less to activate for each island we control, and since we are a budget deck, we have 33 islands as is, so this will be, again, super cheap once we have enough islands to basically tap for free. We Say the Nay, so this is an instant arcane. Wow, does nobody... I don't think anybody here knows what arcane does anymore. That's a callback to an old mechanic way back in was it Kamigawa? OG Kamigawa, not the current one of Neon Dynasty one. But yeah, I'm obviously this is just for flavor purposes, so it doesn't really do anything anymore, but it's kind of cool that we got to see that little callback here. In any case, this is just one of our counter spells. If we use the teamwork mechanic, we can make this a stronger counter spell, and we have plenty of tokens to make that actually work. Wild Rose Rebellion / counterspell. So again, with the way Namor works here, we want to make sure that we have some double pip non-creature spells to get maybe sometimes 2, sometimes even 3 actual Merfolk tokens out of him. So double blues like counterspell here, or crashing wave here to then tap stuff down will give us a lot of tokens to work with here. So this is actually really sweet. Get out here, another one of our great counterspells actually gets us 2 tokens from Namor, along with Long River's Pull here, also another counterspell. Master of the Pearl Trident here, giving all of our Merfolk creature ability control +1/+1 and have Island Walk. So that's actually good for us. I don't think we actually have in the deck Spreading Seas. Maybe we should add that in. We'll talk about that in a bit. I'll explain what I mean by that a little bit later on. Merfolk Trickster here, another one of our tempo Merfolk. It has flash, it enters, taps something down, makes it lose all abilities until end of turn, so it can be good to turn off certain creatures that we have trouble with, at least until we can finally get our game plan going. Arcane Signet here, again, one of our 2-mana rocks here just to help us ramp. Let's see. Morbid Nymph. Oh yeah, I've already read that already. Never mind. Continuing on, sorry. I thought I saw another comment. My bad. Any case, 3 mana. Slot here, we have Crashing Tide here. If we control a Merfolk, this has flash, and we'll have plenty to work with here, so we can usually just use this to bounce back a creature and just draw another card. Deep Root Waters here, another one of our great Merfolk enchantments here. Anytime we cast any Merfolk spell, you get to create a token off of that, so this will help us again get more and more tokens to go wide. Forensic Researcher here, this is a Merfolk detective where you can untap another target permanent you control for free, or you can collect evidence and then pay 3 to tap a creature you don't control. Realistically though, you want this to then tap down another permanent and then use this to then do a cute little combo. There is a cute combo that I'll talk about right now, which is Marrow Reejery along with Forensic Researcher. With Marrow Reejery here, it gives all of your Merfolk +1/+1. However, anytime you cast a Merfolk spell, you can tap or untap a permanent. So the whole combo here you can do is use this ability to then untap the Forensic Researcher. You can then tap it again and then untap and tap back and forth with Marrow Reejery. This again will make Deeproot Pilgrimage here create tokens. Then you can use those tokens to untap and keep tapping. So in other words, basically you can create for us a near infinite loop of Merfolk tokens to just blow away your opponent. So that is a combo that actually does exist, and it's great for the deck. Since our deck also doesn't really do good with spot removal, we do at least have one way to kind of blow something up here. We have Imprisoned in the Moon, so this can enchant a creature, land, or planeswalker. Save this for putting it onto an opponent's actual commander to then turn it into the moon, or basically a colorless land, and it loses all other abilities. So this can basically lock out certain decks that prevents them from doing their commander shenanigans. Granted, if people pack enchantment hate, this won't last too long, but if they don't, then this is a hilarious card to hose any opponent out there. Namora the Sea Queen here, so she's a mutant Merfolk hero. She has flying. She has power up of 6, so that means you can then give her +1/+1 counters on her and then create some Merfolk creature tokens. Again, nothing super crazy, but again, it's on flavor for the deck. Salinity Visions here. You can use this to either be a tap land or use it to dig 6 cards deep to get out an instant or sorcery card, put it into your hand. Stock Up here again just digs out cards for us, digging 2 of our cards that we go 5 deep in to pull into our hand. Filter Out here can bounce back a lot of non-creature, non-land permanents back toward their owner's hand. So again, since mostly our deck is focused on just having tokens out, this actually will not affect our tokens, but this can blow away like artifact-heavy decks. It can blow away enchantment-heavy decks, planeswalker decks. This can completely hose various decks in the format. Harbinger of the Sea. So this is also going to be one of those cards that can actually make or break our plan. So this turns all non-basic lands into islands. However, that means that shuts off our stuff too. But because we are a budget deck, this actually won't hurt us that bad here. And this can also, again, completely destroy, hilariously, greedier mana bases. So this is going to be good for our deck if we can just keep it to stick. Ice Out here with the bargain ability to either make this a counter spell for 2 mana or 3 mana, depending on if you actually use the bargain mechanic. Narset Parter of Veils here. While she's not an actual Merfolk herself, she's great for the deck because this can slow down her opponent and make sure they cannot draw more than 1 card each turn. So this is a great way to hose them on that. Stinking the Super here. So again, it can either be a land or use it to just bounce back a spell or a non-land permanent your opponent controls to their hand. Sylvan of Sea and Sky here, another one of our Merfolk. It's a Merfolk god, by the way. Beautiful art, by the way, also. 3/4 Merfolk god that says she has indestructible as long as you control at least 2 other Merfolk, and when she attacks, draw a card, giving all of your Merfolk also a protection of Ward 1. That's actually going to be relevant once we get to a certain point of the game. Let's see, you find the villains there, one of my favorite counter spells. Don't ask me why, it just is. I just think it's cool. So for this, you can either counter a spell or use it to simply just draw 2 cards and then discard 2 cards. It has 2 pips, so that will create for us 2 tokens with Namor out. Furdock Core, Heraldic Banner, and Patchwork Banner are all our 3 mana rocks that'll help us again just ramp with our package here. Again, blue needs all the help they can get when it comes to rampings, but these all work perfectly because 1, Heraldic Banner allows us to pick blue, giving all of our blue creatures an extra +1/+0 pump, so great for mono color decks. Furdock Core does count as a changeling / merfolk, so it will trigger off certain things that we do, and it can also become a creature if we want to in a pinch. And then finally, Patchwork Banner, since we are mostly a Merfolk deck, also goes great with the deck because it gives all of our Merfolk we choose +1/+1, and it helps us again just get our game plan off the ground. In the 4-drop slot, we have Aquatic Incursion here. So 4 mana enchantment. When this enchantment enters, create 2 Merfolk tokens. And then on top of that, for 4 mana, target Merfolk can't be blocked this turn. So we have a couple ways we can make our Merfolk unblockable. If Namor can get big enough, we can make him unblockable and just help smash our way to victory. Behold the Multiverse, a foretell spell that allows us to foretell for 2, and then once we do cast it, scry 2, draw 2 cards. So nothing super crazy, but again, just helps us just churn through our deck. Distant Melody here is a very, very powerful sorcery for us. 4 mana, choose a creature type, Merfolk ideally. Draw a card for each permanent you control of that type. So if we have for 4 mana, maybe like 4, 5, maybe even like 6+ actual Merfolk on the field, this can literally refuel your hand in an instant. Well, maybe not literally an instant, but at sorcery speed, refuel your whole hand and you're back in the fight. Great for us in the late game. Atuma here, Atlantean Warlord here, Merfolk Warrior Villain, legendary creature 3/4, gives all of our Merfolk another +1/+1 pump, and whenever 1 or more Merfolk you control attacks a player, draw a card off of him. So this can help us again get through our deck, churn through everything, and gives a great pump. Devious Cover Up here is a big counterspell, a little expensive, but it can bring back 4 cards from our graveyard back into our library to reutilize again. Realm Sketching here just allows us to create a token of any target copy artifact, creature, or land. But keep in mind that this card actually can target opponent stuff too. So if you time this right, you can steal maybe like their commander or something that can help us again just benefit our plan, or just copy something we have just to give us a bit more oomph. Tempest Caller can also be another one of our game enders for our opponent here. It's a Merfolk Wizard. When this enters, tap all creatures an opponent controls. So if we tap that on the whole board, an army of Atlantean swinging, attacking Merfolk here can hopefully also get us the win off of this. Anukai of the Gem City, what's this format? Brawl? Yes, this is Brawl. Thanks again for joining us today, my fire friend. How you doing today? Hopefully you're having a wonderful day wherever you're at. I appreciate you being here. Yeah, originally, again, I wanted to make a 60-card deck for the older format like Historic or Pioneer, but we just could not get enough copies, sadly enough, to make a full set with Namor here. I really wanted to get a full playset of him, but being that he's mythic, it's just kind of expensive to actually do. So we're decided to I wanted to do the deck, so I figured I'll just cut it out at just going for a Brawl deck. I know that's a bit of a cheap option here, but again, maybe some people hopefully will appreciate this deck. All right, almost done, everyone. We'll get to the gameplay in a bit. This town ain't big enough, so this actually is a 5 mana, but it'll cost 3 less if we target a permanent we control. Bounce back 2 non-land permanents to an owner's hand. So this can be great for us at any point in the game just to make sure we can do some tempo shenanigans and then bounce some things back. Umara Wizard here can be a Merfolk Wizard, or it can be a tap land if we wanted to. If we cast an instant sorcery or wizard spell, it gains flying to just do some extra damage in the sky. Shipwreck Dowser here is going to be 5 mana, very expensive wizard Merfolk, but it has prowess, and however, when this enters, bring back an instant or sorcery card from our graveyard to our hand to reuse. And the final 6-drop slot here, we have, again, a couple more game-ending finishers for our opponent here. Wanderwine Farewell, 7 mana, little expensive, but we do have Convoke on it. So if you tap down your Merfolk, this is cheaper to cast. Return 1 or 2 non-land permanents to its owner's hand. If we control a Merfolk, which we do, create a 1/1 white and blue Merfolk creature token for each permanent returned to its owner's hand this way. So again, just creates for us more tokens and just helps us out with everything. But the big finisher that we love for this deck is going to be Summon Leviathan. So from Final Fantasy 6/6 Saga Leviathan, it's the only non-Merfolk card we have in the deck, but it is great for us because for its first part here, return each creature that isn't a Kraken, Leviathan, Merfolk, Octopus, or Serpent to its owner's hand. And then for part 2 and part 3, anytime we attack with any of those creature types, we draw a card. Keep in mind, this means that it doesn't say 1 or more. So if we maybe swing with like 3, 4 plus Merfolk, we'll get a card for each one of those Merfolk. So a great way to then refuel our hand. But ideally, bouncing back everything should hopefully end the game against any opponent out there. And it's a 6/6 on its own, so that's actually a big body for us. Finally, for this deck, again, as a reminder, for the first half of the stream, this is a budget deck, so we're going to throw 33 islands, 1 Mystic Sanctuary to bring back an instant or sorcery, a Demolition Field for non-basic land hate, and also a Volatile Vault to follow up and do the same thing. But otherwise, that is the whole deck, everybody. So, thanks again for hanging in there, everyone. We're actually now going to jump into the gameplay. Let's actually get this deck off the ground, and let's see how well this deck can do. So let's go ahead and attack with Atlantis. Teddy Bear 522, hello my fire friend. Good afternoon. How you doing today? Hopefully you're having a wonderful day wherever you're at, and thanks again for joining us. Merfolk Tribal, it sure is, led by the brand new Marvel card, Namor the Submariner. Honestly, once I saw the card, I was like, oh man, Merfolk are so back. I think actually he works really well in other formats, but we're going to give him a shot in Brawl here, because I think he actually could be the best new Merfolk commander if you want to play Mono Blue. Just because, again, he just poops out so many tokens. Anukai of Gem City. I made a Tony Stark or Captain America First Avenger. They're very powerful. They are very powerful. We did play Cap last week for 4th of July, so check that out, anybody, if you haven't seen it. But it is actually a pretty strong card. Impossible Man and Taskmaster are amazing commanders. I haven't tried them yet, so maybe I should try to see what we can do with that. We'll try that out in the future. Okay, any case here. Okay, this looks pretty good here. So if we can just get out the Submariner here, we're going to have to probably play this tapped. I didn't want to, but in case we don't get the right island, we might as well at least try to play everything on curb. Okay, Fellothar. We played Fellothar last year, so we'll see how that goes. Let's put out first Dawn Blessed Pennant. We'll obviously name Merfolk so we can gain our life. Okay. With this, if we can lock it out with Imprisoned in the Moon, that'll be hilarious. We'll see if we can, though. My excitement is adorable. Well, thanks for that. Appreciate that. Funny enough, though, usually when I'm actually off camera, I tend to be a little bit more of a low-key kind of like relaxed person. But I don't know why. Maybe it's just when I'm on doing my videos, I tend to be a little bit more full of energy. I don't know how that is, but maybe it's just because you get the excitement of being live, if you will. But thanks for that. Let's see, no Mind Skinner? And do you have a Ristic Study? So no Mind Skinner for this one. This one's mostly just focused on being flavorful with just Merfolk. Good question on that one. And then as for Ristic Study, you can't play well, actually, I don't want to play Ristic Study in the budget one. That actually would be a little too expensive. However, if you just wait for a little bit, once we actually get to the upgraded version of the deck, trust me, you will definitely see some really nasty upgrades. But we'll talk about that once we get to that part of the stream. Okay, so for now, let's play Furdok Core. It is a changeling, so it does count for Dawn plus Penance. We do get some life back. Okay, so once we get to that 5th island, we have Namor, and let's see. We have a couple things we can do, but ideally, I would love to start casting non-creature spells, so that way the Submariner can do his thing. Okay. Link Steward, okay. Got the island, so Namor is coming down. We did do this for a reason, so here he is. Let's see. If creature died, make a token. You sacrifice a creature to make an opponent lose 1 life. Okay. Okay. Let's see. Let's see if we can make this work. All right. Opponent has another forest. Opponents. All right. There it is. Idra. Ooh, boy. Okay. Well, all right. We're gonna have to find a way to deal with Idra here. So with that, we're gonna do it this way. We will bounce and bounce here. That does create for us a token. Gain some life off of that before we bounce it away. Okay. So the reason why we wanted to do that was play the island. I don't want to do this now, but I think we're gonna have to do this now. So we have to sacrifice a food. We will sacrifice our token, but that's okay. We make a new token. Idra does get bigger, but that won't even matter anymore. Okay, so there we go. We're set on that. And then, let's see. What's hilarious, though, is these actually are artifact creatures for now, so that actually works. Okay. So we have to get out ready to go. So if our opponent gets cheeky, we can start countering and start making a bunch of tokens. Let's see what our opponent does here. Good afternoon from Kimberly. Hello, my fire friend. Good afternoon. How you doing today? Hopefully having a wonderful day wherever you're at. Thanks again for joining us. Oh, let's see. Veto. We probably don't want that to resolve, so let's see. We'll counter that. We do get 2 tokens off of that. Hope you're doing well, Fire Friend. I am doing well. Thanks again for asking. Hopefully, again, you're doing well as well. Teddy bear. Okay, it looks like our opponent has had enough. All right, Namor scores his first victory today. Yeah, all right. Okay. All right, not too bad, right? Not too bad. Awesome. Okay, so with that, feel pretty good to get a good victory off to kick off our gameplay. So let's jump back into it right now. Let's see how many more we can grab. Teddy bear, I want to ask how nasty you can get with Mono Blue. Also, don't, because I've countered spelled by a Mono Blue deck till I've had enough mana for Omniscience. Ooh, okay. That is also another option for you. But again, we'll talk about some of the stuff you can add into your own versions of this deck near the end of the stream. I like to always cover the deck, and I know that when we do decks like this, obviously I can't cover every strategy, but I always try to recommend, hey, if you like what the deck is doing, if there's other options you want to consider, we'll highlight those when we get to the end. But yeah, try to see if I can help me remember that, because sometimes I have short-term memory loss with my brain sometimes on this stuff. Any case, all right, okay, I think this should be okay. We need more lands, but hopefully we should be able to draw into them. I know we have enough for this deck, so here's hoping we can get to it. So ideally, what we want to do is see if maybe... Okay, still didn't get it yet, but we'll try. We will... We'll try Waterbending Scroll first. At least get that on the field. So this will at least be 4 mana, so can't use it yet. Hopefully soon, though. You are too? Well, that's good to hear, Kimberly. I have Gem City. In real life, do you have favorite commander that's your go-to, and what bracket? Oh, good question on that one. So I'm looking at my shelf on the side right now. I have like 12 decks that only half of them are actually done. I really should finish my other decks, by the way. But my main one right now is a Jund Sacrifice deck led by old school commander Shattergang Brothers. I know at this point in the game, obviously there's way better and stronger Jund commanders, but I have a soft spot for those goblins. So it is a Goblin Sacrifice deck in Jund colors, and I absolutely do love the deck. Ooh, we say nay. Too bad, opponents. That gets counterspelled. Too bad, too bad. All right. That's kind of awkward. We don't have our... No, we're running out of land. We need lands. Okay, so... Got to pass the turn here. All right. We really would like at least one more land. One more land actually helps us with everything. Hopefully we can get to it, though. Okay. Opponent, meanwhile, is getting out their stuff. But to answer your question, Anokai Gem City, besides Shattergang Brothers, I actually... I'm trying to think right now. There is... Oh, I do love Brea. I love Brea. I love her 4-color... that 4-color commander. It's actually one of my favorites. I put together with her a... Oh, jeez, we're not getting any lands here. Ugh. I do like... I built around her a 4-color vehicle deck. So it's all artifacts, but it's all vehicles. And it's actually fun. Janky, but I do enjoy the deck. Even if it doesn't win very often, it makes me happy to play that deck. I actually have a pseudo version of it here in Arena. It doesn't have all the colors. I'm sorry, it doesn't have all the stuff that I have in my actual main paper one, but I enjoy it for what it is. Oh, dear. Dang it. This might be a non-game because I'm not getting any lands. If we don't get any more lands, I'm probably just going to quit out of this one. I don't want to, but it's not really fun to just sit here and do nothing. All right, come on, deck. Oh, dear. Okay, one more turn, everyone. And then I'm otherwise just going to have to quit out because if we're not doing anything, that's just not fun. Okay. Morbid Nymph. Hydration matters for Mono Blue. Yes, it does. But if we don't have the hydration, we are going to be cooked here. And it looks like our opponent is starting to pull ahead where we're not going to do anything. Dang. Teddy bear. I mean, I've been... Not that I did that. Oh, okay. Oh, okay. I think I kind of got what you were saying there. Arc Reactor. Okay, they ping us. I suppose I could have counterspelled that, but I'm kind of worried that... Okay, so... Oh, this is painful. So we're at a point now where I don't know if we're really going to get a chance to do much of anything. Namor does come down, but it might be too little too late. Okay, opponent pings us. Basilisk Shepherd. They make a bunch of mites. Yeep! Morbid Nymph. I have an oversized Shattergang Brothers. I still haven't completed the build. Really now? He is a fun commander. Not as efficient as the new ones that are out there now, but I love him still. I have a soft spot for him. Yes, I could at any point replace him with, say, like, Corvold. But again, what fun would that be? Let's see. Opponents pretty much got us for lethal here. We go to 1. Ugh. Well, we tried, everyone. I mean, we didn't really get our lands until way too late into the game, so kind of a shame. All right, is there anything else, opponents? White Sun Zenith, because we made so many tokens. We're definitely dead here. Oh, well. All right, we tried, everyone, but our deck just didn't cooperate that time. Man, that stinks. That stinks. But hey, that's magic sometimes, everyone. Sometimes you end up on top, and sometimes you completely fizzle. It's all good, though. It's all good. Again, this is a budget deck. This is non-ranked, so we're not going to get too stressed out about it. No big deal, everyone. Shake it off and just try again. It's all good. Morbid Nymph. I remember facing the Brea deck. It was nasty to play against when we played. Oh, that's right. We did. I mean, obviously, over time, I've been trying to tweak it to make it a little more refined. My actual paper one's probably not as expensive as the one here I have in Arena, because I don't have the money for fetches right now. I am trying to save up, but it's actually also not easy because this Fireball also is a little broke right now. Obviously, I won't go into details as to what causes me to be broke. I mean, aside from the packs that are sitting behind me, I probably have maybe 120 booster packs that I probably should be opening a little bit more. I just haven't had the time to do that. But realistically, though, I probably should slow down on buying packs that I'm not going to open anytime soon. Ugh. Any case, me being weird aside, let's go ahead, let's see. We have technically 2 lands, but we do have a lot of 2-drops, so I think we should be okay this time around. Opponent is playing with Captain America, the First Avenger, so they're playing this was the Secret Lair version, right? Right? I think this was. We'll play this tapped for now, so we have no other plays. But yeah, this was the one I remember I tried to get the Secret Lair on this one just to collect, but unfortunately, they sold out. I sat in that queue for 4-5 hours and got nothing. That was such a terrible queue, by the way. Okay. Anger and rambling aside. Let's see. Opponents. I'm guessing they're just all in on equipment. Okay. They've got that. We'll have to say get out on that one. Slow down our opponent as much as we can. We are a tempo deck, so let's make that work. Okay. Ooh. Play Namor now while we can. Okay, so if we have him out, now we can start building up some tokens once we start getting everything going here. Let's see. Catching up on the chat here. My go-to and favorite, it posts the Enchanter, aka Zur. Oh, okay. Zur is also a nasty commander to fight. Honestly, when I fight him, I always feel like I'm going to lose, because I just don't have enough to stop him. But at least that's how I feel. Okay, so we got the Arcane Signet. We'll do it. Actually, no, wait. We'll wait. Let's see here. Let's just swing here. Wildern Hexcatcher. Pumps up Namor. Does 3, so he's at 22. So with the Hexcatcher out, we can put out some good damage. But we just need to make a lot more tokens. Come on, deck. Hopefully our opponent doesn't have too much interaction here. Oh, Captain America coming down. Okay. So he adds that on. He can't throw it yet. So simply just, we got an idea here. So for this, his ability forces him to, Oh, he could do that at instant speed too. Ugh. Okay, so I have an idea here. We need to Crashing Tide, make our token. All right, bounce back. We draw a card off of that. That's good. Come on, land. Yes. Okay. Awesome. Okay, and that with that, Silvergill Adept, reveal a Merfolk, show off our Painter, draw another card. There we go. Deck's doing its thing, everyone. Oh, we're getting lands now, so that's good. That's good. Now the deck is starting to do its thing. And a follow now officially from Teddy Bear here. Thanks again for that, my fire friend. Appreciate that, by the way. Love your support. Love it, love it. Thank you. But okay, so right now we are in control. Looks like Captain America did get bounced out. We're making our tokens little by little, and we're building out our body here. We have our ramp, so we have enough stuff where we can do our thing. Let's see if we can keep this going, everyone. And then Kimberly, you're a very brave fireball to be messing around with water like that. I mean, what can I say? Sometimes I get a little ahead of myself on certain things here. But yes, with great power, we'll let that resolve. It's a 4/4, but we have enough Merfolk where we can sponge the hit. And we got another island. That's good, too. So, let's see. How do we do this here? I think we will just pay the 1. Crashing Waves. This creates for us more tokens. 2 more. 3 stun counters on that, so that thing is completely out for a while. Make another one. Stock up. Okay, so what do we get here that we want? We'll get this talent big enough. That's good, too. And I think we'll also get the Cutthroat. Okay. All right. Atlantis attacks. Okay. So with that, we push that out of the way. We clear the board. All right. Ooh, they shocked themselves. They really want to get capped down here, I bet. Ooh. Opponents, you have no idea what you just did there. Oh, I'm about to end this man's career. Okay, Voltron Hexcatcher. This is, again, where the Hexcatcher comes into play here. We sacrifice a Merfolk. Oh, opponent, you shouldn't have done that. Oh, my goodness. Opponent, did you not read my card? Ooh. Oh, there it was, the Salty Scoop. Yes, that's what I wanted. Yes, yes, yes. Oh, let's give him a round of applause for that. That's what I wanted. Okay, I got to highlight that one for later on, everyone. Woo! Okay. Voltron Hexcatcher, there you go. Wow. Oh, I'm so glad I added that card to the budget deck. So glad. Woo! Hope you all catch that one. I feel bad for our opponent there. I honestly would have salty scooped it too, so I don't blame my opponent for doing that. I feel bad, but at the same time, I don't mind being that dirty. We are mono blue, so it's going to happen. Oh, man. I'm sorry. Ooh. Gotta watch myself there. Whew, okay, that felt good. That felt real good. Whew, okay. When I play Zur, I feel like God. You probably should. Honestly, like, anytime I play against Zur, I just feel like, ugh, I am not going to win this game. So cooked every time I play against Zur. But yeah, I mean, if that makes you happy, man, go for it. An enchantment deck like that gets really, really powerful. Only reason not many people... Yeah, that enchantment removal is not as frequent as artifact removal. It's interesting when you think about it. So if you actually make enchantment decks, you actually can do some really strong stuff because a lot of people do not pack enough stuff to stop it. Aside from maybe like the occasional like Farewell, as you kind of saw earlier, or other stuff, usually enchantments kind of are a free roll against opponents. At least from what I've seen. In any case here, let's see. All right, just 1 island, but we do have a Hydro Channeler to ramp. A little bit, sort of. Let's see. Come on, deck. If we can get our lands, once again, like the last game, we should be good to go. Opponent is playing with Brea, so, all right, we are ready for their artifacts. Okay, good. We got another island. That's excellent. Miscloaked Herald here. Get some unblockable damage in, hopefully. Oh, the water is extra salty today. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. Good win. That was a good win. That was a really satisfying win. I was like, oh no, not the Farewell. Wait a second. I have just the right answer for that. So that was a really beautiful one on us. Triton Wavebreaker. So we're going to bestow our Miscloak Herald since he's unblockable. And now he has prowess, means this thing will get big with Namor out. Okay. Opponent is definitely all in on artifacts. Wait. No, they have to beat the Swarm. Boo. Come on, opponents. It's fine. It's fine. No big deal, everyone. No big deal. We can bounce back. Not a huge deal. Let's get Namor out now. They did use up their removal, so I guess it's better to get the removal against the Miscloak Herald versus, say... Oh, they got the Swords of Plowshare. Come on, opponents. Ugh. Okay. All right, fine. Opponent does not want us to have fun today, so we're just going to have to make it work. I guess you could say now I'm the salty player. Eh? Eh? Thank you. Okay, for now, though, let us foretell. Waterbending Scroll. We prowess. Maybe? Oh, wait. Opponent? Do you have removal? Do you have an answer? Ooh, have to exile. Oh. Okay, well, that's fine. Actually, don't mind that. We'll get a free island off that. I'll take that. At least now Namor can come down next turn again, if we have to. But I need him actually out after we actually have enough stuff. Okay, down to 24. Okay, Crystal Barricade. They have Hexproof, but that doesn't actually stop our plan. So for that, Hydro Channeler. We'll play Deep Root Waters. No, actually I probably did that the wrong way. I should have done the Deep Root Waters in the... Oh, never mind, they have a Swan Song. Okay, opponents. Opponent's got counterspells today. Deseret. Ugh. That's not good. That's not good at all. Gonna have to sound the alarm on that one. Not looking good. Pumping up their barricade. Okay, play the island. I guess Namor coming down now. Let's see. We will hit Tezzeret here. Tezzeret cannot be allowed to stay.
You've made a dangerous enemy.
Okay, so from here. Ooh, the One Ring. Oh, okay. Too bad, opponents. You're not allowed to have the One Ring, so we got that out of the way. Whew. Whew, okay, that was too close. I'm not kind. Oh, and our opponent has had enough. All right, well, we have tempoed our way to another victory today, everyone. Nice. We got him. We got him. All right. I run a ranked enchantment deck in Historic, and I definitely win more than lose by a large gap. I never did the math. Prop. Interesting. Well, now that you think about it, well, actually, now that I think about it, you actually make a good point there for Historic. Honestly, if I want to cheese wins, I actually, not going to lie, I do have a Auras deck that is Bogles that we use sometimes to just rank up and just get some cheesy wins when I need to finish my dailies throughout the day. So yeah, I would definitely say enchantments are definitely something that a lot of people are not prepared for across formats. They're not that easy to get rid of either. If you're playing mono red, you're not dealing with enchantments. You will basically just roll over and lose. I think, what is it? The best color, of course, to deal with them is what? Green and white? Black can deal with enchantments, but not that well. But they can. Consider. Okay, opponents. So opponent is also going to try to start going off with Vivi, which is a little scary because Vivi is also a little too strong. But here we are. For now, let's play our Volsh Tide Turner. So we can start ramping with instant sorceries, sort of. Unless our opponent has removal. Oh, Vivi coming in. Ugh. That's not good. We will try to get around it. Oh, wait, actually, let's see. Harbinger of the Seas coming in. So that turns their stuff here back into islands. Although, granted, it doesn't really help us too much because they already have... They want islands. So let's see. Does that slow them down at least? We'll see. Because Vivi doesn't really care. We'll try. Morbid Nymph. Isn't it funny how when the opponent is using as much spot rule as they can, and you don't scoop, then they scoop over one singular spell getting countered? It happens actually more often than not. Although if anybody sees me instant scoop like randomly, like if you ever play against me randomly and I'm not really recording or doing anything, most likely it's because maybe I'm trying to get just some random gameplay footage. And it's not that I don't want to face off against certain opponents. It's more along the lines of sometimes some of y'all, again, no offense to anybody, if you want to play like Thoughtseize, Fatal Pushes, like turn one stuff, it doesn't make for good content. So sometimes, and I mentioned, I said this before on a post on X where I said one of the most frustrating things about being a content creator sometimes is you want to put out fun, exciting stuff for people to enjoy. But sometimes that actually takes a little bit longer to get done because you get opponents that kind of just, they're just there to do the motions. Nothing wrong with that, but just know that that means that you're going to run into some games where just nothing happens. So then you always have to re-record over and over and over again. Cryo Shatter. Ooh. All right. Opponent trying to soften up Namor here, but that's not a big deal. You can still keep him alive. It didn't actually slow him down that much. Spirited Simulacrum, okay. Kimberly, I miss when the Shrine decks were viable. Honestly, I mean, Shrines are still good. I mean, if you're playing Brawl, Shrines are absolutely busted. I mean, we kind of proved that back in December when Avatar came out. That was a good one, by the way. But, yeah, Shrines can be a little scary if opponents are not prepared. But that's also, I think, because kind of what you mentioned earlier, Anunnaki, enchantments. A lot of people are not prepared for enchantments. Ooh, 3 steps ahead. Okay. So, for this, into the Flood Maw. Bounce back Vivi now. No, opponent. You have to reset that. So we lose the counterspell war there, but that's okay. Wait, hold on. No, we can't really attack. I don't want that thing to go off. At least not yet. Not yet. Okay. So, opponent has to reset Vivi, so they can't do anything yet. But I know what they're trying to do, which is also going to be a little scary. Who would have thought Hawkeye's bow actually broke a format? This little card here breaks a format. All right, they're swinging and pinging. Okay, so for that, block here. Does our opponent have any removal? Okay, well, I forgot. The Crowd Shatter does destroy it. We'll put it back into the command zone. I don't want to, but I have to do this for now. Okay, and then Landscape Painter. Put that down. And then from there, we'll pass. I use Tutors and Solemnity with Phyrexian Unlife and Greater Auramancy. Ooh, that's a nasty combo, by the way. But it does work. Works really well, actually. Get the Leyline with Hexproof that has lands that deal damage to you. The icing on the cake is the Axis of Morality. That sounds very convoluted, but it does work. It does work. Okay. Ugh, I don't want to keep taking more hits, so I gotta give it to them. All right, fine opponents. You can seek your card. Not fond of alchemy cards, just because of how they work. Okay, it's fine though. It's fine. We'll find a way to make it work. Stock up. Okay, opponents starting to ping us. All right. Kimberly, I'm not a big fan of Brawl, so maybe that's why I'm not seeing Shrines. So maybe I'll try a Shrine Brawl deck. Definitely you can do Shrines even on a budget. Not to toot my own horn, but if you actually are curious, check out the deck we put together a while ago on Shrines. Shrines, even cheap, is actually really, really good. Okay, Dazzling Denial. All right, looks like our opponent's got us out-tempoed now. That's going to stink. All right, well, can't do anything yet. So I think at this point our opponent also has the advantage. Vivi, again, is just too strong. Like, no matter what I'm going to try to do, Vivi is just going to pull ahead. Pings, doesn't even have to swing at you. Ramps, just... Ugh. Okay. Yeah, I think we're cooked. No, we're definitely cooked. Shrines are very prominent ball. They are. I mean, if you're not a big fan of Brawl, that's okay. I mean, I get that whenever I do also content, and I never try to take this also personally, as long as you guys are having fun, that's what, again, what I hope to do, at least when I do my live streams and try to make content. But I do know that me bouncing around to various formats sometimes may not always do good for content or just for people that actually want to check out what we do. But I at least try to keep a little bit of everything for everyone out there. I do make standard decks, mostly Pioneer decks, Historic, Timeless, Brawl. The only format I probably will not do is Alchemy, just because, again, I just don't like Alchemy. I really don't like the cards that Alchemy does. Like, these cards feel like they're very unfair, and they're not very balanced because they could be balanced for, say, like, the actual format or standard, but they're definitely not always balanced for other formats. At least that's how I always feel. Yeah, we're not getting through this. All right, I'll take my L, everyone. I'll take the L. Wow. But it's Vivi, everybody. What can you say? Vivi is just too good. It really is too good. I think it's now the most popular Izzet commander, like, of any of them. It took down Niv Mizzet. It took down even the Warhammer 40k commander. Yeah, Vivi is just too good. But I'm actually tempted to try to put together maybe like a bracket 4 deck with Vivi, because I actually have a Spellslinger deck that I could easily convert to a Vivi deck. The only awkward part is I don't think anyone's going to want to play with that deck. No one's going to want to play it if they see it, so I might have to actually swap Vivi out. Also, I don't want to spend $30 on that card if no one wants to play against me. Okay, let's see. All right, so we got the islands, got the signets. Should be good, right? Okay, play Harmonized Trio, starting it off. My bad, my spelling sucks. I type fast, and for some reason, I don't double-check it. That's okay. No big deal. And trust me, as a person who also has the habit of talking very fast, sometimes I do have people that kind of complain that maybe I talk a little too fast. So that's something I feel a little self-conscious about. I try to slow down when I can, but sometimes when I get excited or passionate about stuff, I can talk very, very quickly. At least from what I've seen and learned about my personal self. Okay, Harmonized Trio, getting in some damage. I'd hit Vivi with a Solemnity. Oh, well, you've got definitely the answer for that. Solemnity on Vivi basically hoses it completely. Okay, so let's see here. Get Namor down. All right. Play the Wizard as a Skyfall. Swing, go to 22 opponents. Okay. So we have everything we need now. We just need to start going off. And it looks like our opponent is still trying to ramp, so that actually is good for us. As long as our opponent doesn't have any removal, we should be okay. Oh, there we go. Got another island. That's good. Okay, so for this, Crashing Wave, pay just the one. All right. That makes for us 2 tokens. Lock that down. And then tap those 2 tokens. We prepare. Nice. Brainstorm, make another token. Draw 3. And then we have to put 2 things back. I mean, this won't really hurt us that much, so we'll just do it that way. Put those 2 like that. Okay. Namor swings. Go to 17 opponents. Okay. We're a little vulnerable because we don't have a counterspell magic up yet. Dr. Doom comes in. If you guys want to see me do a Dr. Doom villain deck, let me know in the comments below, everyone. I have actually a budget Rakdos villain deck ready to go for next week. But for now, if you guys want me to convert that, I could change it too. But we'll see, we'll see, we'll see. Vivi shouldn't have been ever printed. Yeah, I agree with that, Morbid Nymph. It's just such a strong card. Even when they try to quote-unquote nerf it, as you see from now Arena, it's just too strong. It really is too good of a card. But what stinks was the fact that the card had to be at least in the set. I'm pretty sure they had to do it because they had to push Vivi out from what I've seen. Okay. Actually, hold on. Oh, I can do this at instant speed, right? Okay. So here's how we do this. We'll just simply swing with Namor here. Nothing about it? Okay, that's good. So for this, we will... I'm going to wait it out. I don't know what our opponent has, and we're going to have to just be careful. But ideally, hopefully, we can start tapping stuff. Kimberly. Oh, my comment about Brawl has nothing to do with what you're currently doing, my friend. Oh, okay, okay. Sorry. Sometimes I'm trying to read the chat, and I'm checking all this out, and so I end up feeling like, wait, I'm completely confusing myself. Okay, we cannot let this stick either, so this has got to go. So let's bargain now. We will sacrifice one of our tokens. But we get 2 more tokens in the process, so that's not a big deal. Small price to pay. Okay, opponents, thank you. Making our tokens. Namor is getting bigger. Okay, opponents. They do the connive. That's fine. Oh, so you do want to see the Dr. Doom villain deck. Okay, well, we can definitely do one, for sure. Okay, so here's how we do this. We will... Oh. Okay, opponent's already had enough? Aw, opponent, I was ready to start doing more fun stuff. Okay, okay. I'll take the win. Okay. So let's do it this way. We'll do one more on the budget, and then we'll upgrade the deck and show you how you can really go all out with this deck. Hey, we got some packs too. Nice. We'll crack those a little bit later on. Okay, one more on the budget, and then it'll be non-budget for the remainder of the stream, everyone. Sounds good? Anunnaki of Gem City. In real life, I made a Scarlet Witch Chaotic Avenger. It's so fun. I run a lot of extra turn, extra combats, extra draw spells, artifacts, enchantment lockdowns. Ooh, that out sounds really nasty. I'm curious to see what it looks like. And that reminds me, everyone, if you do like any of the content that I do, if you haven't already done so, please like, follow, and subscribe wherever you watch the content so you don't miss on any of the gameplay, booster pack openings, deck techs, live streams, and so much more. If you do miss any of the stuff we do today, do not worry. Replays will be available across all of my socials on X, Instagram, Twitch, and YouTube. Mostly I'm again on Twitch. I'm not necessarily Twitch. Wait, what was I saying? Mostly on YouTube if you want to see my videos, and also on X if you want to chat with me. Or if you want to, we do have a Patreon if you want to help me out month to month on just a little bit of extra money, where we have exclusive gameplay and videos that do make it there, but not to the main channel, along with an exclusive members-only playlist that I try to update at least a couple times a month. Or if nothing else for free, you can also just join the Discord and be part of our growing group of fiery friends. But no matter what you do, any and all support will help keep our channel growing, and we appreciate every one of you today that has been with us. So thank you, everybody. Appreciate all of you. Okay, is Signets. Okay, shilling done. Let's see. We'll let that go, by the way. So let's see. Okay, so I guess we'll get the patchwork banner going. Let's name, of course, Merfolk. There we go. Play the island. All right, so we have everything we need now. We have everything. Namor will come out. We have a way to protect him if things go out of control. We have Aquatic Inclusion, so we can start making some more tokens. Ooh, Reckless Fireweaver. Okay. Okay, opponents. See your plan here. Trying to burn us out. Okay. We'll see, though, if we can get around shenanigans. Okay, Namor is down. But we have everything ready to go here. Dramatic Reversal, we need to untap. And we do make tokens off of that. Trickster can stop our opponents. But first off, we will Disdainful Stroke Iron Man. So here come the tokens. And they also are beefy. Nice. Okay. Oh, I was going to say, opponent, you can swing if you want to. That's totally cool. Oh, I'm going to feel so dirty about this when this happens. So let's see. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 mana open. We need... Actually, hold on. We'll wait on that one. So let's see. Do we want to do anything right now? I think we probably should keep our mana open. We'll keep our mana open for now. Let's just start swinging. Free damage? Does he take our bluff? Ooh, he takes the bluff. Okay. Well, that's okay. Down to 20, opponents. Okay. So what we're hoping to do now is just keep stuff open. Just keep countering Iron Man here and just keeping their board clean. We have enough tempo stuff where this should be fine. Gilded Lotus. Okay, so for that... Let's see. I got it. Merfolk Trickster. There we go. This shuts off the Fireweaver completely for the turn. So anything else he plays won't do anything. Unless our opponent has another counterspell. Okay. Turning that off. Okay, too bad, opponents. They do get to make mana off of that, though, so can't be too careful. Ooh, Iron Man here. Okay, well, too bad, opponents. Counter that. Make some more tokens. And that's where the shenanigans come in. Okay, and then finally, into the Flood Maw. Oh, actually, hold on. We'll do it this way. We'll do it this way. Into the Flood Maw. Bounce back the Gilded Lotus. Make another token. Okay, now we have everything we need here. And let's see. Play Harbinger of the Sea, so this shuts down their non-basics. They make them islands. And we swing. Boom. Down to 1. All right. All right. Affinity for Anime. Hello, Infernoman. Hello, my fire friend. Good afternoon. How you doing today? Hope you're having a wonderful day wherever you're at. Thanks again for joining us. Ooh, here comes Iron Man. But he's already tapped out, so even if our opponent doesn't need shenanigans here, we should be good, right? Right? He's swinging. Well. All right, he makes a treasure. Does he have any other plays? If not, we have an answer for that. Synthesizer, okay? I mean, sure, opponent. You get scry too, that's okay. I'm about to end this man's whole day right here with Dramatic Reversal. Untap everything. All of our non-land permanents. Ooh. Wait, does he have another answer? Oh, does he actually have something? Wow, he actually has something. Say, what? Wow, he actually got us. But you know what? It doesn't matter anyway, because we still get the win here. Let's do our Aquatic Incursion, just in case. Make some more tokens. We just do our big swing here. Going wide, blowing away everyone with our Atlantean attack. Yes! Look at that damage. Oh, that was so beautiful. Round of applause for that one. Nice. Okay, well, there you go. Wow. Deck feels really, really good, even at budget level. So I definitely would say, if y'all like Mono Blue Tempo, if you want to be a miserable, miserable player and just kind of mess with your opponent, definitely this might be your deck, everyone. But what if we take the deck to the next level and go beyond even this? So for the remainder of the stream, we will play this now in competitive Brawl. So the stakes will be a little higher now, but our deck will be a lot more stronger. So real quick to show you what are we going to do to upgrade this. So to give Namor a little bit more oomph now, so in the 1-drop slot, we're gonna add in Mystical Tutor here. So instead, this will allow us at instant speed to dig out any instant or sorcery, pull it on top of our library. So this can set up a turn for us to get maybe our Silver Bullet to stop our opponents. We'll throw in Pongify here now. Technically, in actual paper, this is not a rare, but because it does cost you a rare here in Arena, that's why we're gonna save it for the upgrade path. But use this to destroy a creature you don't want to deal with, turns it into an ape, but that's okay. We don't mind that. Other upgrades for the deck, we'll throw now 3 steps ahead. So this is a counterspell that can have the spree mechanic. If you use the counterspell side, it does have an extra blue pip, so you will get 2 tokens off of Namor here. In terms of upgrades for the 2-drop slot, we will now throw in Cyclonic Rift. So of course you can use this to bounce away everything and just completely hose your opponents. Other upgrades we're going to throw in for the deck here, because I'm going to see if I can try to go through it real quick. I think there's a couple things. We have Spreading Seas now, so this one will go a lot better with the deck overall. It turns one of your opponent's enchanted lands into an island, giving them basically island walk. And for our Stefan, we should be able to then make our creatures unblockable. So this is another plan with that. In terms of other upgrades for our deck here, we have Mana Drain. Since this is competitive Brawl now, this is allowed for the deck, and this is going to be really, really dirty if we can actually get this to go off. Double blue, so this does make, again, more tokens for us. Actually, no, we already have Master Pearl Trident. What was I going to say? Oh, yeah, that's right. Lightning Greaves. So Lightning Greaves, also, same thing. It's uncommon in Arena. So you actually can throw it into the budget deck. But for non-budgets, the deck is, or the card itself is actually like $6 now. So a little expensive. So that's why we're going to keep it for the upgrade path here. So throw that in. Gives one of your creatures Shroud. Obviously, put it on Namor here to make him basically protected from everything. Not going to be targeted unless it's a Wrath. So that should actually be good for us. Hence, we do struggle a little bit with our ramp. We're going to throw in Sapphire Medallion here, giving all of our blue spells one less of a casting cost, so that's good for us, cheapen everything. And then going into the 3-drop upgrades here, we'll throw in Glasspool Mimic here. It's either a tap land, or you can make it enter as any creature on the field, but it's a Shapeshifter Rogue in addition to its other types. Other upgrades for the deck, so this is what you were mentioning earlier, when we were mentioning out we were mentioning earlier that there was no in the budget deck Rhystic Study. For the upgrade version, definitely we're going to throw in Rhystic Study. I'm not too fond of the card because it just feels like a bit of a cop-out at times. But again, we're mono blue, and we want to play dirty because we are going to be playing competitive. So we got to pull out all the stops now. So definitely throw this into the deck if you can afford it. Upgrades here. Tishana's Tidebinder here. Another nasty little card here. This has Flash. When this enters, counter up to 1 target activated or triggered ability. If an ability of an artifact, creature, or planeswalker is countered this way, that permanent loses all abilities for as long as this card remains on the field. So if this comes out at the right time, you can lock down certain things that your opponent has, and they are pretty much shut down from using that for the remainder of the game, at least until Tidebinder ends up going away. But this is also why you want cards that can kind of copy it in case if you need to lock down other things. We'll throw in Disallow here as another more stronger counter spell. It has 2 blue pips, so that's the reason why we want it, but also because you can counter a spell, activated ability, or triggered ability just to mess with your opponent. You'll notice that obviously with the upgrades here, we want to afford a lot of these double and triple pip cards because we want to make sure we can get wider with tokens faster. So that means we're going to be using a lot of the stuff here like free spells, Flare of Denial, Force of Negation here. We'll throw in Kopala, Warden of Waves. So this Merfolk Wizard gives all of your spells an opponent casts that target a Merfolk 2 more. So kind of gives everything, I guess you could say, Ward 2. And then abilities your opponent activates that targets a Merfolk also cost 2 more to cast. So this just gives you good mass protection against your whole game plan. We'll throw in Mana Sculpt. It's going to be the little brother version of Mana Drain, but it works great for our decks. So we're going to throw it in there. We'll throw in Archmage's Charm. So this is 3 blue pips. So that means you'll get 3 tokens off of Namor if this is out to either counter a spell, draw cards, gain control of a non-land permanent with a mana value of 1 or less. That means we're going to trim away some of our actual mana rocks as you saw earlier here, but now we're going to make room in the 4-drop slot for some other things here. We have Seafloor Oracle here, Merfolk Wizard. Anytime we control a Merfolk we control deals combat damage to a player, just draw a card. So again, just helps us churn through our deck. We'll throw in To the Crystal Tower / Cryptic Command. So again, 3 tokens off of this, but you can choose 2 things to do with this. You can either counter a spell, bounce back a non-land permanent, tap all creatures an opponent controls, or just draw some cards. So this is great for us at any point in the game. Definitely we got to throw in the one and only Force of Will. So if you can afford this, throw it into the deck. Pay 1 life, exile a blue card to counter a spell for free. So also really nasty for the deck. We'll throw in the other Namor here, Scourge of the Seas, so that we can afford this now. Mutant Merfolk Villain, he has flying. This version gives all of your Merfolks with a +1/+1 counter on it flying, so this can make sure that some of them will be very hard to stop. And at the beginning of combat on your turn, a creature you control will connive, so we can help churn through our deck even more. And then finally on the top end, we'll have Wander Wine Prophets here. 6 mana, 4/4 Merfolk Wizard. You champion a Merfolk, and when this creature deals combat damage to a player, you can sacrifice a Merfolk. If you do, take an extra turn after this one. This card's absolutely bonkers, and we have plenty of Merfolk we can sacrifice for Wander Wine Prophets. So again, a really nasty card if you can get to it. Finally, the remaining upgrades are going to be all in the mana base here. We're going to cut down to only 25 islands because we still want to make sure we have islands to make our game plan work. But we'll throw in now Aang Quella here. So in other words, the North Pole from Avatar just helps us just draw our cards. We have, of course, Otawara Soaring City to bounce things around. Rivendell to then Scry 2 because we have a lot of legendaries. We throw in Ancient Tomb here for faster ramping along with Cavern Souls to make sure our Merfolk are uncounterable. Since we're also a lot on pips here, Nykthos Shrine to Nyx will be great for us for additional ramping, but otherwise those are the upgrades for the deck here. I think actually I might trim maybe one more. I think I'll trim one more island for one more thing. Hold on. Because there's one thing that our deck actually did miss. We're missing Graveyard Hate, so we're going to throw in Scavenger Grounds. Just a single copy of that. But there you go, everyone. Atlantis has now been upgraded here. So can this stronger version hang out in competitive Brawl? Let's find out. Okay. All right, so this is, again, much more beefier, and also it's a little bit more expensive. I think this version here is going to be like, unless if you really, really want to build the deck, it's like $700 now on paper. Not that I would ever put that together for that much in one go, but hey, if you want to, more power to you. Don't worry, though. The link for this and the budget deck will be located in the details below once the live stream is over. So we will do that for you guys. All right, so we're going to keep the Spreading Seas, keep the Annul, Cyclonic Rift, Sinlindi. Opponent's playing with Jorkadeen. Interesting. I haven't played against Jorkadeen, so I have no idea how this is going to look, but we'll see. Affinity for Anime. Yeah, Tishana's Tidebinder hit my Tifa once, and you just conceded? I mean, I feel bad for you. Sorry that happened, but, I mean, I don't blame you. The Tidebinder on the right card can be game-ending against opponents, and I actually have been also on the receiving end of some of those myself. Sometimes where I just could not get that card off, and it just locks me out of my game. Okay, we got Kopala. That's good. I don't know if we're going to need this now, but we'll just play it now since we have nothing else to play. Spreading Seas put on top of that to draw a card. So that means Plaza of Heroes. If they want to get rid of it, they have to sack it. On the other hand, that could give all of our island walking Merfolk a chance to really push through damage. But we'll see soon. We just need to get through this. We'll try. Blacksmith Talent. Okay. Thunder is going off. 23. Ooh, Rhystic Study. Okay, so there's our card draw engine. So now we should be in a good spot if we can just keep that on the field. So anything they cast, do you pay the one, opponents? Ooh, what do they put down there? Fire and Ice? Okay. So they're getting around Rhystic Study by not casting spells. They're just playing using abilities. Okay, Sword of Fire and Ice. They swing. They get some pump. Ugh. We go to 18. And they ping us. And they also draw a card off of that. Wow. Boral's equipment can be scary if you know how to build around it. Waterbending Scroll. Okay, so... Dang, they have protection from blue. But we do have a Cyclonic Rift if we need to in a pinch. So... Trying to figure out here what's the best solution. I mean, yes, we can play Namor now, but that doesn't help us too much. Dang. I really would love to use the Cyclonic Rift, but we are way too far away from that. Alright, so I think I'm going to wait it out for a bit here. The idea right now will be bounce back the Sword of Fire and Ice specifically. And then we can slow down our opponent here. I'm hoping. Okay, level 2. Alright. Okay. Do you pay the one, opponents? We'll draw a card off of that. Okay. Cyclonic Rift. Bounce away. Sword of Fire and Ice. So that turns off things. They do get to equip, unfortunately, that, which is annoying, but that's okay. Okay, they still get to draw cards. Dang. We go to 12. Go to 7. Yeesh. Okay, Tempest Tidecaller. Might be a little too late there. Dang. trying here, but I don't think we really have a answer. Yeah. Maybe I should put down Submariner instead. That at least would have gotten us a token. Okay. And they also can get around our Ristic Study from just using Stoneford Mystic's ability. Okay. Yeah, they got around us. Alright. I'm just going to concede this one. I don't think I have a way of stopping them, so I'm just going to have to take that L. Even with the Ristic Study, since they mostly are using abilities, I can't get around that. That's okay, everyone. Not a big deal. It's okay. Just shaking it off. We'll just try again on the next game. Okay. So as we're getting ready for our next game here, I do have a question for everyone since y'all have been so great with me today. How has your week been going, everyone? I probably should be asking everyone sooner or on in the stream. Y'all have been having a good week so far? I like to make sure that my fire friends are having a good time. If anything's been going on, let me know. Anything good? Anything bad? Anything you want to talk about? Let me know, everyone. Doesn't always have to be magic related. I appreciate you guys on any level. The only thing I can definitely say for myself, though, is, and I mentioned this earlier in X as a post, but as of this week, the Infernoman is finally free of all student loan debts. So yes, we actually do finally have us, like, I feel like I'll have money again. Oh, that'll be nice. But okay, so I just wanted to say that. I'm happy knowing that I have finally gotten rid of that debt once and for all. Okay, Cache grab. So it looks like our opponent's going to try to use their graveyard with Elish Norn. They're playing with Yuna. A little scary. Okay, Natural Bisty. Island. So, opponent's going to keep milling. Annoying. But it's not the worst. Okay, Soul Partition. I hate that card, by the way. You get Force of Will if we need to in a pinch. So we will save that for when we really, really need to. Okay. Hideaway 5. So they pump up the Beastie. Okay. Take the hit. We'll go to 18 for now. Brineborn Cutthroats. Coming down. Ooh, we got the Force Negation too. That's also good. So... Harbinger of the Seas. That turns off Brushland. That's hilarious, by the way. Still got the Force of Will. If we have to exile Salutum of Sea and Sky if we need to. If we really need to. Okay, hopefully you have enough basic components. Ooh, Archangel Spell. We can't have that. So for now... Force of Negation. We'll pitch away Sylvan. Okay, pumps it up. That's gone. Phew. Affinity for anime. Sorry to be a downer when we're having fun here, but the last 2 weeks have sucked. AC is broken at work. Oh, that sucks, man. I know how that goes. That's not fun. Just sweltering and just, like, frying. Hopefully you get some relief soon, my fire friend. It's not fun. Trust me, I know. Okay. Namor. We will play Mystic Sanctuary. We swing. Go to 18 for our opponent there. All right. Okay, they have the other Elspeth.
I'll light your way on these dark streets. Let's do this together.
Okay, we need a way to get around that beastie. Otherwise, that thing is going to completely destroy us soon. We'll see if we can try, though, everyone. It's not looking good. Not looking good. Can we get around this? Don't make her shop. Ooh. Alright. We got to start making tokens. Otherwise, we were not going to survive the next turn or so. But we're getting a lot of islands. Okay. Dang it. So for now, hit Elspeth.
I won't back down.
Let's see. Dang. I really do need something to slow him down. Yuna, okay. That's at the end step.
I know there's a hero inside you.
Oh, wait. Oh, we're dead, aren't we? Yeah, we're dead. No. We couldn't make any tokens to stop them. Wow, who would have thought this janky, know-nothing one-drop actually beat us? I'm kind of a little surprised. But I guess I shouldn't be at the same time. Do you have any Affinity for Anime? From where you're at, do you have any fans? Like a box fan? Or anything that allows you to at least try to keep yourself a little cool? Hopefully you have something. But trust me, like where I work sometimes I work at a kiosk that's outdoors, and this time of year, also I am frying. In fact, actually, I do have a shift later today for my big boy job since, you know, I would love to do this full-time, but I don't make enough money to do it full-time, so I still got to do a regular big boy job. So because of that, I'll be frying later today. Even with the sun going down, it's still going to be hot and kind of gross outside. But until then, let's see. All right. Ooh, Leyline Anticipation. Okay. They're playing with Katara, so let's see. Can we get around Katara? Miss Cloak Herald. So Mono Blue versus Mono Blue. Who has the more degenerate deck? We'll find out here. Why not play the Medallion, then Namor? Yeah, I realized also I fumbled that. I don't know why I was thinking the other way around. Okay, Leyline Anticipation. So that means Katara can come in at any point and do her thing. For now, I'll play the Lightning Greaves. Okay, opponents. Okay, whenever you cast a spell during an opponent's turn, they get an experience counter. And they draw a ton of cards. Katara here is actually really strong, by the way. Remand. Okay. Dang it. We'll just swing. I realize, yeah, there's still a couple of cards I probably should have put into our deck that I probably may have omitted. Maybe I should have gone a little bit more with the tempo stuff. Ooh, Ancient Tomb, that's pretty good. So for that... Lightning Reefs first off, just in case. Does our opponent have anything else? I'm pretty sure they're going to try to just keep countering stuff. Okay, here comes Katara. Anything else? Spell Pierce. Okay. We could pay the 2, so that's fine. Cool. This can block if we need to, so... Okay. Finding a way to get around this. Or just lose focus of the game when you played them. Yeah, I'll be honest, like, with the way Yuna and that deck was going for the last game, I was like, I don't think we actually have a way of winning that one. We were running too far behind, and that Patchwork Beastie was completely blowing us away. So this only has to attack to trigger. Well, they have their own Lightning Greaves. Okay. Ideally, I need that Rhystic Study down ASAP, but with Leyline of Anticipation, that's going to be a little tough to do. Ideally, I want my opponent to tap out. Tapping out here will be probably the best thing they can do. Okay. Greaves on it. Okay. Anything else, opponents? Maybe? Anything? Okay. Wander Wine Prophets. That'll be amazing if we can get that down, but it's still a little ways away. Alright, come on. Rhystic Study. Show me Rhystic Study. 3 cards in hand, opponent. Do they have any counter spells? If they don't, this again will be our biggest momentum movement. If they don't, or if they stop it, then we're going to be also fluttering just a little bit. What do they have? They probably have something, don't they? Opponent's thinking. Oh, days. Okay. We can pay the 1. There we go. Okay. Now we're set. Down to 23. Okay. So, with Rhystic Study out, that really helps us speed up our plan. Even if our opponent starts paying, that shuts them down a lot. But they are drawing a lot of cards, though, so this is actually going to be a little bit tricky for us. But we will try. We will try. Affinity for Anime. Yeah, we have fans going, but it's minimum 80 degrees Fahrenheit. Fans just keep air moving. That's true. Better than no fans for sure, but I'm bad at handling any heat. Very rough during a 12-and-a-half-hour shift. Ugh. Well, hang in there, my fire friend. Hopefully, again, it gets better for you out there. Looking at where I'm streaming right now next to my computer, and I know my whole setup is not helping because I'm just feeling like I'm just like roasting where I'm sitting right now. But I look over, I'm trying to look at the temperature, and it says in my room right now it's 82. I don't feel it too much right now, but I do know it's creeping up on me little by little. So that's also another reason why I can't stream as long as I'd like to. I'm just worried that things are going to overheat too much, and also because it's not very pleasant in my room right now. But we're going to try to get through this as best we can, everyone. So let's see. I have 2 mana open for that. So I think we'll do it this way. This is going to hurt, but... So... 2 mana. Namor coming down. Does our opponent have anything? If they don't, then Namor can really start helping us speed this up. 4 mana open, opponents. What do you have? Do you have anything? Okay. Critical turn here. Okay, great. He did come in. So with that, Namor coming in. Gets the Lightning Greaves attached to him. And that means he should be good to go at this point. Oh. Is the counterspell coming? Removal. Bounce. Something. There it is. Okay. Opponent. Do you pay the 1? Do they? We'll find out. Okay, we draw a card off of that. Okay, so for that, now we will do our counterspell shenanigans. At least we get a token off that. So let's assume, worst case scenario right here. We don't get Namor to stay on the field, but at least we can make tokens. Mana Leak, okay. Draw a card off of that. Okay. We do lose the counterspell war, but we get some tokens off of that. I'll put it back into our hand. That's not the worst, right? So from here, just swinging. Okay. Okay. Whew. Okay, so at least we're catching up now on lands. We are slowly starving out Katara here, but they are making a ton of stuff. But we are catching up still. Opponent, do you pay the 1 again? Maybe? Thank you for anime. Yeah, I've definitely been a fiery friend this summer. Do you think you could maybe turn yourself into a cold blue flame? Maybe Ocarina Time reference? Oh, man. You do, I mean, what we all need right now is probably like the water temple. We all just need to chill in the water temple like it's one giant wading pool. I would love to do that right now. Oh, that would sound so nice to do. You know, like, you don't even know. Like, being me then, being a fireball right now, trust me, like, I don't mind the heat. Actually, I was born in summer, but, whew, man, it is definitely brutal over here. I wouldn't mind actually doing a little bit of cooling down myself, personally. Okay, opponent swinging. We get pinged down to 14, down to 13. I just want to make, again, a bunch of tokens right now, but with whatever they have, they're still keeping pace. Okay. So what we wanted... Wanderwine Province would be amazing, but dang, it's just so hard to get this down with counterspell shenanigans. That's our biggest problem right now. Trying to keep Namor on the field while our opponent is just going to keep doing their Leyline of Anticipation shenanigans. Okay, great. Okay, so that's not too shabby. Namor gets the Greaves. We need to keep mana open for the counterspell. Okay, finally. Okay. All right, so for now, all we're just going to start doing is using Mistcloaked Herald to swing and just do some damage. Not much, but for now, as long as Katara doesn't get pump, Namor can like block for now. Thankfully, the Ristic Study has kept us in this fight. Brineborn Cutthroat, okay. Opponent, do you pay the 1? Okay, okay, wow, they really don't want to pay, huh? Okay, so for that... actually, no, we'll let that resolve. I don't want it to resolve, but I don't know what else they have in hand, and I need to make sure I keep open the counterspell just in case things go wrong. Ooh, Mystical Tutor. Okay. So for that... Okay. They draw and discard. Alright, so Wild Rose Rebellion. They do some more conniving. But at least this creates for us tokens. Tokens we can use to block. That's what we want. Okay, so... Opponents. There we go. Nice. We draw another card. Okay, now we're kind of feeling good now. We have plenty to work with here. We just need to come up with a plan to stop our opponent here. Oh, wow, they're all swinging. Big swing. Opponent is trying here. I don't blame them. That is a lot of cards they've drawn. They've gone through a lot, actually. And I already know that looking at our deck, there's probably maybe some more tweaks I probably should have done to the deck to actually help us feel a little bit more powerful, but we'll talk about that near the end. Okay, so how do we want to block here? I kind of wish we had a free spell. It's the only thing I wish we had. Opponent. Do they let us draw? Draw another card. Okay. Dang. Okay, so Namor now is naked with his ability. But we'll see. Can we get around this? I want to block with Namor here, but I don't know if they have anything that pumps or softens up the plan, so we're going to take the safe route. Katara will take that. That's got to be off the field. That's also what's killing us a lot. Okay, opponent. What else you got? Stern dismissal. Okay. Dang. So they did manage to find a way to block us. Ooh, we got the Cyclonic Rift. Okay, now we should be good to go here. Cyclonic Rift will hose them completely. But they need to tap out. If we can get them to tap out, that actually can get us back into this fight. Okay, so that's the plan right now, everyone. Can we do this, my fiery friends? Can we bounce back everything they have? We have one shot at doing it. I'm hoping it's enough. We have a full hand thanks to Ristic Study. Jeez, just an absolutely bonkers card. Crawfish Cigarette saying, yo, my fire friend, hello, and how you doing today? Hope you're having a wonderful day wherever you're at, and thanks again for joining us. You're just in the middle of us trying to find out, can our opponent stop our Mono Blue Merfolk versus their Katara waterbending tempo play? It's literally tempo versus tempo. We go to 8. Is that enough? Does our opponent play anything else? Most likely not. They have another island, okay. They're definitely going to wait for our turn. Okay, if I just wish we had a free spell. If we had a free spell, then I feel a lot better here. Raise and borrow, alright. Okay, that's annoying still. Put it back into our hand, though. At least that's cheaper. But okay. Alright, so from that, let's see, how much land? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, so with that, Cyclonic Rift, everything away. Take the hits. That bounces everything away. Opponent, unless you have a free spell, this completely hoses you. Okay, great. Alright, Trio. Swing here. Now that completely shuts them down. What do we want to throw away, though? I think we'll throw away that version of Namor and the Arcanist. Should be good. Okay, so this gives us now time. This buys us all the time we need. 7 mana. They have to redeploy everything. Greaves. Okay. But if they don't, that also means we also get to get free draw off of this. And this also can really hurt our opponent here. Do they pay? Yes? No? What you gonna do, opponents? Free cards? Yes. Thank you. Okay, anything else? Brazen Borrower. Alright. That's fine too. So ideally, Wonderwine profits come down. We could sacrifice one of our Merfolk tokens to take another turn and completely blow away our opponent here. I'm hoping we can do that. Katara coming down again. Okay. Draw another card off of that. Thank you. Cool. Okay. Well. Maybe, just maybe, we can make this work here. Okay, Greaves, they want to attack again. Oh, jeez. Katara. And they're going to draw a stupid amount of cards. Okay, but I think... I want to believe we have a path to victory now. Oh, they swing here. Okay. I guess our opponent just wants to finish this off here. So, how do we do this? Okay, back onto Katara. Okay. Another island. Okay, so... play Wanderwine Prophets. We champion a Merfolk. Okay, exile that one. We will... This is going to hurt for just a moment. 1. Swing here with 1. Make a token off of that. Down to 18. We will discard... Okay, what do we discard here? Oh, wait. Wait a second. Oh, wait. No, we messed up. We completely messed up. This card actually has to do the combat damage, not the other... Okay, we messed up there. I shouldn't have played the Deeper Pilgrimage. I should have actually had this swing. Dang it. All right, yeah, I messed up. Because Brazen Borrower will swing on the next turn and we die. Okay. Well, okay. I never said I was the best Magic player, everyone. Obviously, I do not read my own cards. All right. I took the L there. I probably could have won if I just sequenced better. So yeah, don't yell at me in the comments, everyone. Please don't. Okay. Anyways, moving on from that. Let's see if we can try to at least get a couple more wins here. Okay, we're playing against Elspeth Stormslayer, so it's going to be tokens versus tokens. Can we stay ahead of our opponent here? Ooh. Ancient Tombs on early turn 1 here. Don't mind if I do. Alright, so Salinity Visions here. Ancient Tomb. We'll hit ourselves for 2, but that means Greaves comes down now. That is good. That's good stuff. Okay. Heir Apparent. Okay, so looks like our opponent's going to just do that kind of shenanigans, but we'll see if we can get around it. Let's see. Tap land. So this way Namor can come down next turn, and then we can Lightning Greaves with him to protect him. Alright. So here come the tokens. Okay. Brineborn Cutthroat. Okay. We get ourselves a little bit extra damage there. Namor is ready to go, and he's protected with Shroud. So, now the plan is to just start dumping everything. Can we get that across? Here's hoping. Still got a couple of turns before Stormslayer comes in. If we can just counterspell that, then we should be good to go. Is that enough? Field of Ruin. Oh. Well, that's going to stink if they use it. Which they probably will right now. There it goes. It's okay, though, everyone. At least we were able to get out 2 of our key pieces now. Okay. Okay, so with that, we at least got an actual land there. So we got blue sources. Swinging and swinging. Heir Apparent. Go to 17. Okay, Forensic Researcher. So from there, we're going to wait it out. The idea now is Brineborn Cutthroat comes in. We Wild Rose Rebellion. Opponent's got 3 cards. It's probably all Heir Apparents. Of course, Heir Apparents again. Ooh, do we want to counterspell these now? Okay, so from that, Wild Rose Rebellion. Make some tokens. Okay, so at least now we're slowly going wider. Another Heir Apparent. How exciting. I mean, we did put together our own rabbit deck a while ago, but So boring to do. So from that, is there anything else we could really do? Not necessarily. No attacks yet, unfortunately. Still gotta wait until they run out their whole hand and just poop out all the tokens. Elspeth's coming down. Okay, so with that, Brineborn Cutthroat. Tap one of the Heir Apparents. Make disappear. There we go. Make some more tokens. Pump up our Brineborn. Nice. Keeping Elspeth off of the field as much as we can. Okay. Ooh, Deep Root Waters is not too shabby either. Deep Root Waters. Another token. Glasspool Mimic tapped. Alright, I think we have enough now where Namor can start smashing through. So hopefully this should be enough. Hopefully. Morbid Nymph. Well, this is something. This is. Let's see. Tokens versus tokens. Again, Heir Apparent just... Ugh, so boring. We only played Heir Apparent once, and that was for the Easter-themed stream. I only did that just because, again, it was rabbits. And it was a little easy for me to do it. Alright. And... they got their stupid plan off. Well, again, that's boring. I mean, if that's how you want to get your wins, opponent, that's how you get your wins, so... oh, well. I mean, we're not losing any rank anyway, just because we're already at the bottom of Tier 4, but... yeah. Anyways, let's just continue on. Keep on keeping on. Okay. Maybe I should have kept both counterspells open for Elspeth there. Maybe that probably was the better play. But it's okay. Oh, mirror match time. All right, opponent, game on. Let's see. Who has the better Merfolk deck? We're going to find out. Excuse me. Ooh, that one hurt. Okay. Submariner versus Submariner. Who will get there first? The good news is we have Island Walk, so with Master of Pearl Trident, we can actually push through our damage first. Assuming our opponent allows us to do that, but we'll see here. Alright, Sapphire Medallion. Does this stick? If this sticks, that is huge for our deck. But again, if they're playing also Namor, that means they also have counterspells aplenty. Do they have it? Yep, they have changed the equation. Okay. Alright, it's fine. We will try. Opponent, what you got? Of course, our opponent will play alchemy cards, which on principle I refuse to do. I don't care how good they are, I just don't want to do it. Alright. Oh, that's totally fair. We get a training rounds just like that. Alright, well. Master of the Pearl Trident. So we have Island Walk. So since they're playing islands, we should be able to push through our damage now easy. But let's see. Will our opponent allow us to do our thing? Nope. Nothing? Yes. Nope. Okay, cool. So with that, play Kopala. Alright. We swing. Wait. They can't block, can they? Oh, it's other Merfolk. Okay, wait. I completely messed that up. Wow. I'm really, really dumb today. I am dumb. Maybe I can bluff him out. Come on. Take the bluff, opponent. Bluff. Oop. Opponent. Dang it. Okay, well, I completely messed up there, everyone. Dang it. Alright, well, I've completely fumbled that. I don't know what I was thinking. I thought they get all of our Merfolk Island Walk. It's okay. It's okay. We can still bounce back. Right? Yeah, we can. Kopala still helps us out. Okay. So, aside from my own fumbles today, I think the deck feels pretty good overall, at least from my initial impression. Okay, opponent swinging. They will connive, so that means they also get a pump. Okay. Opponent throwing away anything? Most likely not a land. Okay. They throw away days. No blocks. I don't know why I still do that. I completely could have had an easy victory there. But for some reason, I chose not to. I chose not to. We'll throw in our Namor first. Let's see if our opponent does have an answer. Maybe. Essence capture. Okay. Negate. Do you have another answer, opponents? Yes. No, they don't. Okay. Nice. That's good. Wait. Okay. Phew. I was about to be like, wait, do you have something else? Kopala swinging. Down to 23. Okay, so this can still go either way. Either way. What do we got here? Okay, so Namor can come in if they want to. Still don't like the fact they got a free training grounds. That's just totally fair. 4 cards in hand. Only 4 mana open, though. Cyclonic Rift. Okay. Wow, they spent a lot just to get that off. Okay. They connive again. Opponents. We go to 20. Oh, we also got a Cyclonic Rift. Okay, well, that's pretty good, too. First off, however, Namor comes back. And then from here, Cyclonic Rift. There we go. Make our token. Bounce that back. Go to 21. So that slows them down, because now that Skirmisher is out. Can't swing for a turn. There Namor comes in. Okay. But will that be enough? 3 steps ahead. Okay, well, that's nice, too. So for that... Bullshit High Turner. Okay, that does stick. That's cool. Opponents. Only 1 mana open, so that's good for us. They have to have something, though. Which I'm waiting for right now. There it is. Alright. There we go. I'll take that, opponent. Counter that. Too bad. You do get to make a token off of that, so that means we do lose Kopala. But at least we can push through damage. Okay, so Kopala dies. Yeah, I really messed up on a lot of my swings here. Maybe getting a little too frisky here, personally. But I gotta do what I gotta do. Okay, Scry 2. Maybe we might want to start doing that. Deep Root Pilgrimage. Okay, so they start making their tokens as well. Skirmisher comes back in? Or any one of their other 3 cards? What will you do, opponents? Swing? Yep, they do. They make a token, so they do get a little bigger. For us, also 16. Ooh, this can go either way. Dawn Blessed Pennant. So with that, we won't get a token off of that since it's just colorless, but this can still at least give us a little bit of life gain, which in some instances can be actually better for our deck. Unless our opponent has a counterspell, which is annoying. Pay the 2. We just want to make sure we can do our thing. Okay, gain some life back. We swing at our opponent. Down to 11. Okay. This can still go either way. Skirmisher is back. Opponent's got 2 cards left in hand. What are their last 2 cards? We still haven't figured it out yet. The Pilgrimage will start getting them a little big, a little worrisome here. We will go to 10. Come on, deck. Please give us at least something to pump up our team. Anything. Okay, an island doesn't do it. Still got 2 more cards in hand. Disdainful Stroke, okay. Alright, looks like our opponent might have actually beaten us here, unfortunately. No attacks. Wow. Their Namor actually beat us out there. Aw. But it looks like they have more of the spell slinging stuff than we do. We did try to do a little bit of a hybrid, so maybe I don't know if that was better or worse for our deck. But let me know in the comments, everyone, what you're thinking overall. We will probably do after this one more game. After that, we'll then do our quick little wrap-up of the deck, the good, the bad, and the ugly, for both budget and non-budget versions. And once we're done with that, then we will cover, again, a quick little sneak peek as to what's to come for the future of our next live streams and deck tech. But before we're there, everyone, thank you one more time to everyone who has been with me today. I appreciate all y'all. It's been wonderful so far. Go wide. Okay. Opponent trying to swing for lethal here. Okay, they make another token. Yeah, that's lethal. So we got a block here. Dang. Okay. Put out the command zone. Can't do much without that. Oh, okay. Ooh, there we go. So that actually can be really nasty for us. So, we will sacrifice to get Master Pearl Trident back. Alright. Final card in hand, opponent. What do you have? Stern Scolding. Wow. Wow. Unbelievable. They actually had the right card to counter us. Okay. Alright, so how do we stop Namor here? If he swings on his own, which he's probably going to do right now. Okay. Okay, opponent's going for it. They're going for it. They're just going for lethal now. Alright, this is it. Namor then turns himself off completely. Okay, so here we go. Block. Block. Block here. Block here. And block here. Okay. Phew. Okay. So we sponge a hit. Barely skating by right here. Take out their Namor. Okay. So both of us hilariously have them off the field. But not by much. Come on, deck. Do we at least have one more turn? Namor comes down again. Full price. Island. That's not quite what we want. Okay. Let's see. We can't even do enough here. Oh. They just keep going with us with tokens. Alright. Dang it. We just couldn't chain together enough spells to just go wide with tokens, and they just kept outdoing us here. But okay. Alright. Fine. Shake it off. Okay. Okay. One more game, everyone. This next one here will be our final game for today. Win or lose. No matter what happens, we're going to make it work, everyone. And then after this, then again, we'll do our wrap-up before we end today's stream. But I appreciate all of you who have been with me today. So we'll give shout-outs, of course, to everyone that is with us today in the stream. Appreciate all y'all. Before we do, let's do this. We are locking in now, everyone. Yeah! Make some noise. Let's see. Can we rally together one more win? One more today. We'll try. All right, so we're playing against Elspeth again. Okay. Oh, jeez. All right, so Leviathan. That might be our key piece here to completely hose our opponents. It really depends here on this next couple turns. Okay, Mana Sculpt is actually not too shabby either. So, nothing yet from our opponents. We will pass the turn here. So we're going to have to really start saving up here our counter spells to start blowing away stuff. More on a third path, okay. Counterspell that. That's got to go bye-bye, okay. Daughter of the Deep, okay. They can't cast Elspeth yet, so at least we can afford Namor for a turn. Okay, but they are definitely all in on tokens. Fateful Absence, okay. Alright, that's fine. We don't need Namor specifically to get us the win, but we'll try. Dedicated Dollmaker, okay. So that means, what? Okay. So they are going to start making tokens in a bit. dang. Did we not get a land? Oh, dang. Okay, well, we didn't get a land, so we're going to have to wait a bit. Elspeth has to go bye-bye. Thousand Moon Smithy. We will counter... Yeah, we'll counter that. That goes bye-bye. Okay. We need to buy ourselves time. That is the name of this game. Secret Tunnel. Wait, I forgot to actually put that in the deck. Okay. Sure. Okay. Okay. Mana Sculpt still has to keep mana open there. However, we can sacrifice the clue if we need to draw a card in a pinch. Okay, Archangel, Elspeth. So this time we're going to have to do it now. Not the one I want to counter, but that does help us get some generic mana back. Okay. So this can be it here. Come on. Oh, we have to control a wizard? Well, that actually sucks. Okay. So never mind. That actually did not work out how I thought it was going to. Okay, never mind. Never mind. I needed a wizard to actually get Mana Sculpt to do stuff. Make a token. Okay. Okay, so that means we're still set up to fail here, but we're going to try. We don't want to give up just yet. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Some of Leviathan's not impossible to get through yet. No blocks yet. 3 mana open, but our opponent is struggling on mana, so that actually is good for us. All right. Oh, that would have been the wizard we could have used. Okay, so Sylvan, Obsidian Sky. All right. Indestructible, which is great. We'll put on to a Plains, Spreading Seas. This is mostly just to draw a card off of that. Nice. And also, that means we get another Merfolk. That's cool, too. Swing away. All right. Not too shabby. Elspeth coming down. Okay, here come the tokens. But we can get around that. Sink into stupor. Okay. Okay. Wandering Prophets. Okay. Champion of Merfolk. Daughter makes another token. Wow, I really completely am not paying attention today. Okay. Token down. But if the Cyclonic Rift can go off too, we do have another way of getting to victory here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's 7. Okay, so we have enough for the Cyclonic Rift. That actually might be our chance to get a win here. If that doesn't work, then we also have Summon Leviathan as well. Even if it gets blown up, once it enters, we'll be good to go. Mind Stone. Ward 1. Oh, okay. Okay, Merfolk Trickster. Okay. Okay, so for here, Summon Leviathan. All right. That blows away everything. Nice. Okay. Beautiful. Draw another card off of that. Keep Elspeth in check. She is down to 1 loyalty. Whew. Okay. We can get a win, everyone. We totally can here. Okay, dedicated Dollmaker once again. Okay, they make tokens off of that. Okay, Elspeth takes up. Eternal Water, okay.
I'll clean up this mess.
Okay. We have to okay, they do take down everything. Okay. So for that, choose a creature that player controls. Okay. Okay. How to stop this and still win? I think we're going to have to go with the Cyclonic Rift here. Blow away everything. That resets the board. Okay. Phew. Okay. So from there, we just swing away. Ugh, it's still going to take a while, though. Okay. We're going to keep trying, everybody. Cannot give up just yet. Elspeth comes down again.
The multiverse will be free from this scourge.
Okay. Dang, Stormslayer is just so strong.
I welcome all allies.
Okay. Another island, okay. Namor coming down. So from here... Pass the turn. At least we can start counterspelling. At least that keeps things off of the field for a little bit longer. Come on, deck. Hang in there. Invasion of Gobakon. Dang. I don't know if I want to deal with that. Oh, that sucks. Because that means the disallow... That's 1, 2, 3, 4... Actually, hold on. Oh, yeah, that's true. Okay, I don't want to do it this way. I don't have a choice. Brineborn Cutthroat coming down. They'll probably exile or disallow. That hurts us a lot. But even so... Yeah, disallow. That still gives them the chance to use the Eternal Wanderer. So the Eternal Wanderer comes in and they can just completely blow away our plan. Yep. Ugh. Wow. What a tough... So they mine us down again.
Make room.
We blow away everything. Back to the command zone. Nothing but a token left. Make tokens again.
Arms.
Okay. I think Comic-Con might flip. So, Tap that down. Stock up. Crystal Tower, okay. Okay, so from here, bounce. Draw a card. Bounce that away, draw a card. Take out the Wanderer.
We'll finish this later.
Okay, phew, okay, that's off the field. Jeez. Oh, man. Oh, these games. Trying here to grind out just one win. Just one win. Hideaway 5. Okay, they can start making citizen tokens. That's going to be annoying. Okay. Ideally, if we can get Namor down, we might have a chance here again. But it's still going to be a bit rough going as long as they still have Elspeth out. The amount of tokens that thing makes it so stupid. Okay. Okay, Hideaway 5. Okay. How do we get around an Elspeth? Do they tick up or down? They make tokens. They need to keep ticking up in order to get everything going, right? Yeah. Jeez. Block one there. Now I feel like I wish we got back our Leviathan. That actually was our clutch, and I thought that was going to help us win, but not looking too good right now. Okay, Lantean Warlord. Pumps up our tokens. Not much that we can do there. I think this is going to be a loss, everyone. Sorry. I'm trying. But we're just cannot push through that many stupid tokens. And we're trying here, but yeah, we can't get through all that. We'll just have to take the L. Oh boy. We'll just take the L there. Wow. No progress today in ranked. Honestly, it's just too hard out there sometimes. It just feels like you just cannot push through anything. But that's it, everyone. I wanted to keep going a little further, but I do need to end this stream. I actually realized my stream got disconnected at some point for like a hot second, but it seems like the stream's still stable, even if it was pooped out for like 2 seconds. But that's okay. It's okay. So let me crack some packs real quick, and then we'll get going with this, and we'll finish up the rest of this in a second. Okay. So we got Miss Marvel, Kamala Khan. Do we care about her? Interesting. Not sure if I want to play with her, but maybe. Hi, Infernoman. Hope you're doing good. I'm doing great. We haven't had a chance to win too much in ranked, but that's okay. You know what? It sometimes happens. Sometimes you go big, and sometimes you just poop out completely. But you know what? I'm not mad. The point is, I still had fun today with the deck. I like what the deck is trying to do, which we'll talk about in a second here. Oh, wow. All gems. Okay. And a weft walking. Okay, cool. So with that, let's now go over the deck overall. Atlantis Attacks, everyone. What do you think overall about the deck? Do you like the deck? And would you play this deck in any way, shape, or form? Honestly, I really like the budget deck. The budget deck in non-ranked Brawl feels really good. So if you're looking for like a casual mono blue tempo deck that makes opponents feel absolutely miserable, this looks like this might be your deck, everyone. Merfolk, tempo plays. I mean, you actually don't even have to put in that many Merfolk like I did. I mean, I thought I put in maybe too many, but actually it still feels pretty good overall. I mean, 21 instant sorceries, artifacts, and enchantments, you're still looking at like 30-ish cards that can trigger Namor. So that's actually pretty good overall for what the deck is trying to do. I would definitely say if you're a person that could afford it in paper, $60 honestly for this is actually pretty good overall. But even here in Arena, that's pretty solid. You can still get this for a really good price if you want to put this all together. Having said that, Atlantis upgraded. When this goes off, it's hilariously fun, but we didn't get a chance to do that too often. We ended up actually losing a lot more than I thought. But honestly, I think there probably could have been a couple games I could have actually done better with if I wasn't so foolish and dumb. I'll be honest. Yeah, I'm dumb. I messed up a bunch of times. I misplayed some cards quite a bit on turns that I probably shouldn't have, and I probably could have actually won or squeaked out at least maybe like a couple more extra turns out of other games if I just paid attention to what my card said. So yeah, that last game we had, that was a heartbreaker. I think honestly we could have gained momentum and won that one if I just wasn't maybe so, I don't know, eager and foolish, but that's okay. You know what? It's okay, everyone. I'm not mad. I'm still going to have fun with this deck. Maybe I'll play with it a little bit more in my free time when I have a little bit more time to spare. Having said that, again, if you do like either deck and you do want to help me out a little bit there, just, again, the links will be located in the details below, and show a little bit of love on me if you haven't already done so. Support me on any one of our socials that I'm currently on. That's all I ask for, everyone. But for now, before we go, for those of you that stuck around this far into the video, my true fire friends who hang out, here's a little sneak peek as to what we're going to be doing for the next couple days. So we're going to take a break tomorrow, so no content coming out tomorrow, but we have Serpents of Death. So this is our next budget deck tech that we're going to be showing off. This deck, I still need to edit it down just a little bit more. Gameplay is going to be a little bit funky this time around. We had a really, really long game that went like super long, but we also had a couple of short games that were quick to the point and kind of at least showed what the deck is trying to do. So hopefully you guys will enjoy that. This one is planning to go out Sunday or if at the latest Monday. One of those 2 days we'll get this done, and that'll be our next deck tech, everyone. Beyond that, we have for another live stream Hydra. So we do have our Hail Hydra deck, so this one's also going to be a fun one too. This is our villains deck on a budget, like a super cheap one that we can play for the Brawl format. We did play heroes on 4th of July, so we definitely got to play the villains at some point. So that is coming down too, so don't worry, that's all done. I mentioned this earlier from the last stream, but I really want to try out Goth Girl Summer. So this one's basically a Liliana deck, just all mono black shenanigans for you guys. So maybe we could give this a shot. We want to take a quick break from Marvel, maybe as we get through the latter part of the month. So that's our FYI for that. Otherwise, gotta go faster here. Still trying to figure out, do I want to do a whole breakdown of this one, or should we just do it as an actual live stream? Maybe we should actually do it as a regular deck tag, but I want to do this one. We're going to try to highlight here Quicksilver. This can be a fun card if you really want to go super duper high aggro, but it's literally one of those decks that's an all or nothing deck. There's really not an in-between for it, but I'll explain what that gets to a little bit later on. Otherwise, the only other ideas I have in my head, I haven't had a chance to build them yet, but they're all kind of floating around for now. So, there's a Scarlet Witch deck that I want to put together, where we can start going super crazy with her and her abilities. So I do like that. And then another deck that I wanted to do, I haven't had a chance to put them together yet, but yes, Thor. Let's see where. Yes, so this one right here. So Thor, Guardian of Midgard. So this one's hilariously, absolutely strong for you guys. So this one here, Thor, mono red burn. He can be our new god of burn. I actually really want to see if I can build a deck around him. I think this will actually be a hilarious one, and this is definitely in my wheelhouse. So maybe mono red Spellslinger is going to be on the menu coming up. So that'll be the ideas we're going to be doing for the next couple days, everyone. That's at least kind of gives you like where I'm at mindset-wise for what we're building. So we definitely have some stuff squared away for the next week and some. But otherwise, that's going to be it for today, everyone. One more time to everyone that did show up. Thank you so much for all your support, for being out here for today. So again, shout outs to everyone that was in the chat with me. I'll see if I can try to get everyone here. So again, we had Trinhin earlier that said hi at the beginning of the stream. Morbid Nymph, thanks again for popping in. Hopefully they enjoyed the Mono Blue shenanigans there. The Innocent Lemon, thanks again also for popping in as well. General Zap, also for just randomly, I guess just mentioning you just farted, but okay, that's all good there. No big deal. Amunaki of Gem City, thanks again also for popping in just as well. Teddy Bear 522, thanks again also for that. Kimberly also thanks again for popping in just as well. Appreciate all you guys. And of course, Affinity for Anime, appreciate you always for being there for me. And anyone else that has popped up in the stream, but maybe you didn't want to chat, no big deal. I still appreciate you guys lurking just the same. So no hate for the lurkers. It's all good if you don't want to participate. If you're just watching me and you still enjoy the content, you're more than welcome to pop in or just watch whenever you want. I appreciate all of you guys. If I miss anybody and the shout outs, again, I apologize. I try to make sure I keep track of everyone that at least talked once, at least in the chat, just to make sure, again, all of you guys are heard out. But otherwise, that's it for today, everyone. Unfortunately, I do have to get going to my big boy job and get ready for that in a few moments, so I'm going to leave. I'll try to make sure to put all the details, again, for the deck tech, so the links for that. All the information will be up, located across my socials, so check that out, and check out also our actual YouTube channel. We are hoping to keep growing. Hopefully, the dream will be we can keep going to, ideally, I would love to at least hit 10,000 subs on YouTube. Right now we're past the halfway point, so we are actually doing some good progress. But if you want to show me some extra love, get your voice out there to others that are interested in playing Magic, but maybe don't want to spend a lot of money. I am here to help out all the budget players anywhere and everywhere. But otherwise, that is it for today, everyone. One more time, thanks again for being here, and we'll get a chance to do this again. Hopefully next week I will announce on my socials when that's going to be. But until then, my final thing that I do want to say, oh, congrats on paying your student loan. Thanks again for that, Affinity for Anime. Oh man, I feel so good about that. Yeah, it was just such a burden for so many years, but I'm just so glad it's over. So thank you one more time for that. I appreciate that. But otherwise, that's it, everybody. Have a good weekend. Stay cool wherever you're at. If you're in a hot area, please make sure to take care of yourselves. Hydrate. Make sure to stay in the shade when you can. Just take care of yourselves, everyone. Pace yourselves, and we'll get through the summer, less like we do every year. But until then, one more final thing I do want to say before we go. Just remember that no matter what you do play in the game of life, always be sure to burn bright. We will see you again next week, everybody. Later.